This episode of Speakers of Hydaelyn is made possible by our generous patrons, like Scry de la Rosa, Omega Cat Comet, Stray Cypher, Hans Grenade, Anna Ginterace, Bob CC, Faris Gentoru, Cletus Oreo, Luke Leonatrell, Sapa Chaquatol, Courtney, Meili Algren, Ariana Barakil, Elim, Casey Schaefer, Lily Black, Chaitin, Chasha Saltiri, Ariel, Erisu Yamakawa, Cecirful Alerifu, Daimos, Jim Yesur, Azuta Starbreeze, Umbrelwind, Quicklevin, Gamelord Geek, Sayuri Snowfall, and Mr. Glaive. Support the show and become a patron today at patreon.com/SpeakersXIV. Thank you. What role will Crystal Tower play in Shadowbringers? This is...
Everyone's thinking, what are you on about, Luke Hill? It's not even relevant.
Okay, so let's go through this. So, if you might not have been even aware that the Crystal Tower is... Like, what does this mean? Crystal Tower? We did that in 2.1, 2.
Yeah,
whatever.
That was a side content anyway.
Yeah,
just
coming back.
Yeah, put your tinfoil hats on, kids, because we're going down a very weird rabbit hole. It's been mentioned enough that you should, if you've paid attention to the story, this you might have already been made aware of this. And then when you do Eureka, and I'm not going to spoil anything, but Eureka also mentions Crystal Tower. I'm gonna pop up an image here. So it's this guy.
Next to Minfilia.
Next to Minfilia here. This might be someone we've already met. This might be someone tied to the Crystal Tower story. And could this be Graha Tia from the Crystal Tower story? It's the Mikote from the Crystal Tower story. It's the guy with the Allegan eye. Who gets, he locks himself into Crystal Tower at the very end. And he says something that might be a big clue. You see, not all the world perished in Sunday's calamity. Survivors stood amidst the ruins of Allag, looking to the Crystal Tower, but it was nowhere to be seen. Yet they hoped its spires would again dominate the land and prayed that the Crystal Tower would be a beacon of hope to people everywhere. World of this soon reached the only member of Allag's royalty to outlive the Empire, the Princess Selena. Selena was moved by the people's dearest wish. She used the very best of Allag's technology to give her blood and memories to he whom she trusted the most, and that man was my forebearer. For millennia we waited. Allag's art and ingenuity faded, our royal blood grew thin, but before the last drop could vanish from the realm, the memory of all this returned to me. And now I must fulfill the wish of the ancients. The tower will shine forth as a new beacon of hope. We could wait for someone someday to reach the same heights as Allag, but by then we will have lost the royal blood and the means to control the tower. What if I do as Amon did and put the tower into a deep sleep? The tower may only be used once men rival the Allagans in knowledge, and here it is. I will slumber within Circus Tower until then, to greet those with the means to open the gates. So the Crystal Tower is able to open a path to other shards.
Yeah,
that's a big clue, because a lot of the shard theory is pretty popular right now, that we're shard jumping somehow. And I think that's the only device, or sorry, the only way we have ever been able to open anything into another shard. If you can open to one shard, you can probably open to others. Okay, now the plot really thickens, because now they're shoving it in our face, and we didn't even pay attention. Okay, so let's look at the other stuff.
We weren't meant to pay attention.
That's true.
That's
Crystal
Tower, guys.
That's the most random one, and it even it lingers on it a little bit longer than you'd expect it to as well.
It's a focal point for a while, yeah.
Yeah, and then it's 1.0. Then Heavensward. And I think now we're catching up. Again 1.0.
Yeah, more 1.0 than Heavensward.
In Mordona. 1.0 again. Dude, there's a lot of 1.0 here. 1.0 is like continuously running throughout most of the flashbacks. Maybe we'll see the hooded figure in the trailer.
So
I think the story we're getting after, because we'll get the story patch after the trailer. So I think the trailer will do the reveal of like Crystal Tower is involved. The story will then start to shift towards it. And then we'll be like, oh my god, what does Crystal Tower have to do with everything? I didn't see it coming! And then it will make sense in the story, because the story now starts to turn towards Crystal Tower.
Is this the shard hopping, time traveling weird expansion we want?
Yeah, I think maybe that's what's happening. The sky doesn't really look like the Hydaelyn sky that we're used to, like Ilmeg.
Got shafts of lights.
Yeah, like the one
down like in the trailer.
But Ilmeg doesn't like fit into Hydaelyn. So what if Ilmeg is like on a different shard?
Yes.
Which would make this really weird. In the trailer, we didn't really talk about this last week, but there's a shot of the Crystal Tower, which we have now confirmed is the exact same shots and the exact same render as in the A Realm Reborn trailer. But there is one part of this, like 10 frame long shot, is a view of the Crystal Tower in the foreground and a tower in the background. And while we're panning up on the foreground tower, the one in the back sort of stands still. So it's kind of trying to make you notice that there are two crystal towers here. And if you think about it, like twin dooms, they're talking about like if there are two different like a shard, someone on a different shard is talking to us maybe. Could there be two crystal towers? Because this brings me to the reason why I made this video in the first place. In early July 2017, Square Enix released some CGI renders for their new classes Samurai and Red Mage, made by Square Enix's Visual Works to celebrate Stormblood. Notice something interesting here. Notice where this Red Mage is standing. The glass dome, the cast iron, the pale stones, the swirly pillars. She is standing in the prototype Limsa building. And this picture gave us the final nail in the coffin. This detail right here, a very clear Lominsan detail, but why would they use this location? What prompted the people at Visual Works to use this old, obsolete relic from pre-1.0 as a background for one of the new jobs added in Stormblood? We may never know, but it does leave us with a burning question. Is this version of Limsa Lominsa being repurposed in a future location? Only time will tell. Here is where I have spent most of my time. These cluster things. So the first thing I noticed was this. This is a Lominsan lamp, very clearly. This is the long ones with the top. These round ones are also Lominsan. You can find them everywhere. You find them in the Drowning Wench. You find them in the East and West Hawker's Alley. You can find them pretty much in every public area in Limsa Lominsa. Now these fucked me up because I couldn't recognize them. There's like a cluster of three almost crystal-shaped lights drooping down. Looking at the 1.0 opening cutscene for the 1.0 Drowning Wench, they used those lamps. It is true, these lamps were once used in the 1.0 version of the Drowning Wench, the Adventurers Guild that never was, covered in sore. Everything about the lighting in this place screams Limsa Lominsa. I can't stop with the fucking lamps, Rollo. I wish I didn't notice the lamps, because every time I see them, like in Eorzea, lamps are very like specific to the city-states. They don't use Lominsan lamps in Gridania. They don't use Lominsan lamps in Kugane. They use their own style of lamp. So people are saying Halatali, good luck finding these lamps in Halatali. Good luck finding.
He's tried.
Good luck finding Lominsan lamps in Halatali.
I mean, you could say that
you
about
guys
like...
laugh now, but you just wait. I can't stop with the fucking lamps, Rollo.
This is Speakers of Hydaelyn.
Good evening, Eorzeans. Welcome to Speakers of Hydaelyn, episode 135. I'm Lakeel Bravestone, and I am joined today by Rollo Des and Male Viera. Woo!
Wow.
We did it. We were right about everything. So nothing, you know. But that's all the gloating that we're gonna do. We finished that in that video, okay? We might just reference it every now and then, but it's nice to have the lamp theory validified. Okay. Today's all about FanFest. This is an XL episode. So it's 3 hours of, well, we're running a bit over time, so 2.5 hours of speakers and FanFest. So we've just finished FanFest. FanFest ended. Well,
Say it a few more times in one sentence.
FanFest. And doing it for the metadata. We need more of it. FanFest. FanFest ended yesterday. And it was a weird ending to it. We'll talk more about it a little later, but
it was some small dick energy.
Yeah. FanFest overall was weird. But the first day,
it was a lot to take in. It was too much that I forgot most of it the next morning. It was just like, did it happen? Yeah.
It
was just, oh wow.
Yeah. They fired on. They kind of. It feels like they just hit us with all the ammo at first, and they ran out. And then at the end, they were like, "Oh, we'll just have to pretend we have stuff to talk about." But we'll talk more about that later. I think at first we should really talk about the trailer, because that was the first thing that was shown.
Yes,
and
the best part.
Yeah, they started a bit late. They started like 15 minutes late. We were covering it live.
Pretty terrifying stuff, yeah.
Yeah, and
they didn't extend it, did they?
Maybe they did it on purpose.
Maybe a little bit.
Oh yeah, I think they might have done actually. I feel like I can't remember actually. Good point. The trailer, we're gonna analyze it today, so don't worry. We can put on our tinfoil hats again. There's still some tinfoilery we can do, but more or less everything that we thought about, like in the it's weird because our theory sort of really materialized in the last 2 weeks before FanFest. That's sort of when all the pieces started to fall together.
I think even with the foilery though, nothing could have prepared us for how amazing.
Absolutely not. And the fact that we got Rapture, we're going to look at some clips.
Oh my god, I know.
From the reaction.
It was unbelievable.
But
Rapture I did not expect.
I thought I was going to faint.
I thought you were too.
There's like a point where I'm like trying to talk while breathing. Like I can't even decide if I'm going to breathe or talk. And it was very interesting that it didn't start in the same place. Like the first two were actually the wrong order chronologically. Oh, that threw me a bit. Yeah, that too was weird. And there was a they started with the battle of
Gimlet
Dark, and kind of looks like he's just killing Xenos.
Yeah,
looks like we're gonna win.
Xenos is just jobbing. Like he's just like, oh, and I'm just here to lose.
Yeah.
That was a bit.
Yeah.
Even that was extended by random flashes to like blood-stained hands.
Yeah.
And what a lot of people believe to be Hion's sword, but we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
In a bit.
Yeah. Very strong trailer. Let's just open it and we can go through it. We're not going to watch it like in its entirety. We'll just go through the bits that are new. Okay. For our audio listeners, we're going to try to be as descriptive as possible.
We'll talk mucho.
Yeah, because when we discussed the G'raha and the Crystal Tower theory in the first episode, that was never published to audio because we didn't describe like properly. We were like referencing the visuals, so they kind of lost out on that. I'm sorry. But yeah, here's I'm gonna switch to the trailer view here, and then we'll see. So first off, it's gonna start with the battle scene. This is an American one. You're welcome. No Peggy 16 here. No. I'm sorry. Okay.
They played fair in English, by the way, at FanFest.
Oh yeah, they did. Which was
Is it silent?
So there we go. Right. So we've sort of seen these flags before. There's this airship.
Music, by the way.
Yeah, the music is. weird, because they didn't really put any focus on the music. They didn't really play it for us. So I'm assuming this is the same theme as the like Dragon Song.
Yeah.
Like it's not the theme song for the expansion, but it's one of the. Like we have 2 theme songs for each expansion, right? We have like well, did we have one with Stormblood? Not really, actually.
I don't think
we had the Garlean anthem one.
Yeah, that sort of melody type thing.
The hymn thing.
The hymn, yeah. We can call it a hymn. So we have a hymn and we have a theme song for each expansion. Because Dragon Song was the hymn of
Revolutions. Okay. Yeah.
No, wait. Which was the no? There's the weird one. The hymn for Heavensward was the one in the trailer. Like is that Dragon Song? Yeah, for Heavensward.
I think that song's called Heavensward, isn't it? As well?
Oh, that song's called Heavensward. Okay.
There's Dragon Song and Heavensward.
Yeah, and then there's Dragon Song, which is.
And then there's Revolutions for.
Which
I can't really remember where it actually shows up in the game. It must just be so nondescript to me.
The Heavensward one.
No, the Stormblood one.
Yeah, I can't remember hearing that. Maybe we've yet to hear it. Maybe
could be
we'll
the
hear
final,
it at the end.
Bit,
yeah,
Revolutions and Triumphs.
Yeah.
Okay, let's what the hell is it doing? Like it's leaking ceruleum, I guess.
Yeah, I'm assuming that's a ceruleum leak or whatever.
Why does it focus on it?
I don't know.
I'm just panning over it, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, but it pauses for a bit.
What if it's Black Rose? Like it has dropped a load of Black Rose.
That could.
A Black Rose doesn't really have a visible.
No.
So this is clearly just ceruleum leaking or something, like a ceruleum engine overloading or pouring out of it.
The juice is leaking. That's
yeah. By the way, that's a massive ship. That's an Agrius class ship. But good lord, look, if you look at like the windows at the let's turn on my
yeah, you can see the tiny little windows. Like, yeah, that's like one little person.
Yeah, there's these are windows. These tiny little things are windows. So it sort of gives you the scale of the thing.
The ship does have lamps.
The ship has lamps.
Wow,
but are they luminescent?
Totally.
Yeah, power's still on though on the ship, so that's a good design.
That's true.
Yeah, it still works even though it's leaking.
Yeah, and it's on fire down here. Yeah.
So people thought that was Hien's sword?
Yeah.
That was...
Hien's sword is black bladed, though.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
But a lot of people say it's the Warrior of Lights, but it isn't, because...
Well, no, is that not like the relic weapon for the samurai?
Because this is the Warrior of Lights weapon.
It's fairly similar.
Yeah, look, it has the same...
Maybe it is, yeah.
It has the same handguard.
Yeah.
The guard. So what's that supposed to symbolize?
Because we leave the shard? Because we leave the source? Is that why?
Yeah, maybe that we're leaving, yeah.
Because we are turning into a warrior of dark... We're turning into a Dark Knight, basically. Yeah. So maybe that's what it's symbolizing. Yeah, the tassels, though. We don't have the tassels when we do this. Where are the tassels?
They might just be behind, because they're attached to like, the base,
How
aren't they?
many years have come and
I guess.
gone since that day?
Oh, this song. I love the little wings. I never noticed these tiny little wings that he's got here.
He's a Moogle.
They're so silly.
Yeah. That's like a little... That's when you've gone too far. That's a little too much, but...
Add more wings. And a dragon on my head.
How many years have I waited for this moment?
No, he doesn't have the tassels. No tassels.
That's weird.
So I don't know. It might just be an artistic thing that they added, maybe.
Yeah.
I wouldn't read too much into the actual sword. Maybe they just thought it looked good.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Lampman.
Well, some things you shouldn't read
pay
too much
attention to this.
Well, who else's could it be? Is it Hien's then?
If you look in the background,
it's not Hien's.
The lamp. No, it's not Hien's. Hien's is black.
Well, then whose is it then?
It must just be his.
Exactly.
A samurai, a generic samurai.
That stood alone against the storm.
What's with his hand?
Compared to the first 2 trailers, the Warrior of Light is very bloody. Yeah, I was about to say when we saw his eye,
he does look more...
There's more shit on him.
He's dirty.
It's a dirty boy.
Was there a symbol on his hand, or were they just like...
Yeah, there's something on his hand. I was trying to like get... Where is the... Enhance.
I waited for this moment.
I think we get a better shot later.
Yeah, it zooms in on his hand in a bit.
Yeah.
look at Xenos' beautiful blonde hair.
Against the storm.
Oh, it's just blood.
It's just smudges.
Just blood? Okay. Yeah, I thought it was like, I don't know, wings or something.
Yeah, he's just
It's
blood.
an E, I think.
E.
I think, yeah, they've definitely made him look dirtier and added some more blood spatter to him.
Mm-hmm. Scruffy boy.
And we get to see Xenos' eye.
It's so random, they just zoomed in for no reason.
Yeah.
And then back to what we know.
This one we've seen before.
Yeah.
For the one.
And then Xenos eats shit.
The warrior of light.
Oh, you skipped the bit where Xenos falls down.
Oh, I forgot that he did that. Yeah, this is new.
For the one they called.
He
Not
just
dead
falls.
though.
He's not dead, but
we killed him. He's
he
dead.
does
Fuck.
kneel.
He's in the way of the first shard, dude. Kill him.
The warrior of light.
So aggressive.
Right, and then this part we have analyzed to death, so we don't need to go through that again.
This was additional.
And then this.
So this is in the Raktik Greatwood, right?
Yeah, and what the fuck is happening here?
It's
Well,
on fire.
Ishtola's gone mad with black magic.
Yeah, but
Set the whole
are
thing on
these... So, to me, the things that are coming down from the... What? Sorry?
Drew does get extra fight time in this.
Oh, there's a comment about the lyrics?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, there's lyrics as well.
There is just more fight time in general, yeah.
Okay, let's just listen.
I also feel like some of it's longer anyway.
It's hard to hear anything. Has anyone made written down the lyrics? It would be nice if we had
I've seen people trying, but still lots of question marks.
Okay. Souls wasted, dead cast aside. 3 souls wasted, dead cast aside.
It felt like there was even more flashbacks, but I might just be really into that.
The goblin cowers in fear in the full trailer.
He does. Yeah, he does. When he gets...
Oh yeah, he does!
Yeah, it's cute.
Ah, interesting. That's very interesting. I didn't notice that. Does he... So they just cut away from him in the teaser, so we don't never see him do this.
Which is a weird thing to cut out, I guess, but okay.
And this is a gremlin. They're like idiots. Like, they're not afraid really of anything. So that's... Also, again, I'm not going to push this Amdapor thing. I feel like the Amdapor link is more coincidental now. And although, after my lamp theory was validated, there could still be a link here. Because the gremlin is from Amdapor, most likely. That's where we first encountered them. So he knows what this is. He knows what a Kiribu is, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the stone, that they're made of stone is what makes me think, like, there's got to be some kind of link with them. Because if it was just a normal flesh Kiribu, I'd be like, okay. They just based it off that, right?
Yeah.
Amdapori, but the fact that it's made of stone is like, okay, that's one of theirs.
Yeah. Yeah. We also kind of
did get too close to the light.
Yeah. Yeah. Amdapor is white magic, and these were supposed to protect Amdapor in the case of an attack or whatever.
They chased us all the way to the first shard now? Is that what happened?
Well, we also know that they made them out of beings that don't exist on our shard or on our world, so these could be sin eaters that we're going to get into that a little later, but we've just learned a new term about sin eaters.
I'll say I don't think that's a sin eater.
But the Kiribu could be modeled after a sin eater.
Yeah, that I'll believe, but I don't think that right there is not a sin eater. I'll say.
He's not supposed. Well, she, I guess, is not supposed to be innocence, is it?
No, Innocence is something else.
Innocence is a man as well.
Yeah, he is, but they are quite similar still. They're very.
They're they have sort of the same look to them. Yeah, they're like very well, for lack of a better word, they're very beautiful. If you know what I mean. Like they're made statues.
Yeah.
sorry, in Amnapur City, the last area is bright white with sun rays too. That's worth noting, I guess. Yeah,
that's true.
Okay. And here she cometh.
Ooh.
Okay, so we've seen this before, yeah. There's some extra battle shots. I almost wonder if they've added those shots to make it match with the music that they've added, so that
probably.
Yeah.
Better pacing, I guess.
Okay, so back to the Raktika Greatwood, where something's happening. Fire. So here, there are two. To me, there are like two possible explanations. There's either the Garleans retaliating, firing back. However, I don't see any signs of battle. Like when they shift, they change to this view.
Well, it's meteors sort of things coming.
Yeah, it looks like meteors. So has a calamity? Yeah, could like a calamity already have started? Like, is this like the prelude to a calamity?
Was there another Dalamud? There's an extra one. Bring that one down over Doma or
yeah. It's hard to say. I mean,
there are no dragons.
This is related to the dungeon because there's a dungeon where it's a village on fire, isn't it? So it's possible this is related.
Oh, that's related, possibly, yeah.
Well, I thought it was just a normal village in that dungeon.
This looks like a normal village,
but not on fire.
Maybe they summoned their own primal. Could be an aerial bombardment. It's weird though because no one's running. It's almost like they must have evacuated already. So they must have known that it's coming. And this is like close to where the Nomu live, right? They live in this forest. So is this a Nomu village being attacked?
Maybe they're attacking it.
Yeah, you see, there's a lot. So whatever, if this is an attack by someone, they really want this gone because that's a lot of fire. It's
but why? It's like just a wooden stone little village.
Yeah,
I don't know, but boy, are they burning literally everything.
Yeah, it's also interesting because they've clearly had to defend against some kind of threat here before because they've built walls and watchtowers, so this could be like a war we don't understand yet because we haven't encountered these things before, like the people that the Nomu or whatever who lives in this village, but then if you look at this and then listen to what Yoriandre says. Also, just want to point out, just to the Grahatia theory, because we're going to touch on that a bit later. You can't see her tail here either, and you can't see her ears.
Ah, that's true.
What sayest thou, Master Matoya? We may accept this fate, or defy it.
He drew 3 cards at once. Now that is OP.
Well, three is being repeated then. If 3 is being mentioned in the song, and now it's got 3 cards.
Oh, and he could be.
And he says we must accept our fate or whatever. And he's
3 people died.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he used.
I think on the front he just scribbled their names on it, like Tataru, whoever else is gonna die. Horrible.
Horrible specifically died first.
We may accept this fate.
We may accept this fate.
Or deny it.
Or defy it.
Or defy it.
No, defy it. But we cannot deny it.
But we cannot deny it.
So whatever's happening is happening. But what is happening? Is he talking? Is he talking about the fact that Hydaelyn is not good? Or that Hydaelyn is behind this? I don't know exactly what's happening here.
It's hard to say, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think they're just either facing that calamity right now or facing about the blood of the fucking light or something.
Yeah.
Similar to the first shard. So that's what I think he's referring to, possibly. Maybe Hydaelyn isn't bad though. Maybe she also knows that the shit's
She's
fucked
not
up.
bad, but she's not good either. That's the point.
Yeah, she doesn't want to lose Ronnie.
Hydaelyn and Zodiark aren't necessarily good and evil. They're just light and dark. I wonder... This one I'm having trouble with, because I have no other context than what's happening around. And he's talking to Master Matoya, who is now...
Do you know what, Lucio? Count the number of gems on his necklace.
Are there 3 on that as well?
There are 3.
Oh.
What does that mean, guys?
Oh my god, we keep seeing 3s! It's like also weirdly offset. It's like weird. Why is the choker like that? That's...
You know what 3 is in Spanish?
Tres.
Tres. You know what sounds like tres? Trees, which are on fire right now.
Oh! And when he opens his mouth, he has 3 teeth.
I am not one to run from my troubles, and I'm sorry. But the people that say that Matoya is a title, Matoya, this is literally Matoya. She stayed behind when Sharlayan left, and they were like, Garland's gonna invade, and she's like, no, bitch, I'm staying. And she stayed. She would never run from her troubles.
That's true.
I don't want it to be Master Matoya. I think
well, you can't want stuff.
I know.
That's not how this works.
You can either accept it or defy it.
Yeah, but you cannot deny it. You can't...
I am defying it.
Yeah, but you can't deny it.
I'm defying it by saying you can still be a title.
Would you still, if you knew it was Master Matoya in Y'shtola?
If I knew if it was Master Matoya, like in the same body?
Yeah.
I think that'd be fine, I guess.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
It's weird. So they added that. They added that. Yeah, they added that scene in between the scene with Matoya and with Y'shtola and Yoriange, which wasn't the case in the original teaser. Again, I think that might be because they wanted this song to fit. What did you say, Roland?
That was the fight scene, by the way, when they were Dragoon and Monk for audio listeners that we were talking about.
Oh yeah, sorry, yes. And now we're back to the Raktika Great, where a big tree is falling. And we get the reveal that everyone knew this was happening. But
I love the choir bit in the song too.
Yeah. Until our friend returns, so that now we know that's us. The Warrior of Light is gone. He's on the first shard.
Or is it the Warriors of Darkness?
Or maybe it's just Thancred. I don't know.
No, it's us.
He's not there too.
It's the player. We have left and this is happening. Maybe that's what he also means to Yoriange. Like, we have to accept this fate because there's like a fucking calamity and the Warrior of Light is not here.
I will hold the line.
Okay, so let's talk about Y'shtola before we get to the big reveal. So I think that they might be trying to throw us off, but the people that say that Master Matoya is a title, I don't understand why both Master and Matoya would be a title.
It could be a full title.
Louis Soir was Master Louis Soir.
Yeah, she's a woman. Master Matoya is just a woman.
She can be special.
It doesn't make sense. Why would? Cause she's not like some grand, leader of the world.
No,
super being.
She's
just
an
an old woman.
lady that stood behind in Sharlayan because the rest of her kin was too afraid.
They're not saying that it's not a title, so it could be a title.
No, because then Tutara is a title,
and then think about what she just said. I'm not one to run away from my trouble. Like that's such a Matoya thing to say.
I'm just saying, I don't want to lose Y'shtola because she's just getting.
So let's talk about that theory. We know that at this point, Y'shtola's comatose. Her body is empty. Her soul is gone. It's basically a vessel just waiting to, like, if you have the technology or magic to take control of that body, you could, because there's not a trace of their soul left.
But you could say the same thing about Thancred.
What?
You could say the same thing about Thancred.
Yeah, you could.
But he appears to just be him.
But that's him in like a different shard. So Y'shtola might be in a different shard too. She's materialized on a different
Is she
shard.
like on the wrong shard? Did they teleport to the wrong one?
No, she might. For all we know, she might be on Norvrand.
Yeah.
But we've only
so
seen.
Are you thinking that
Thancred.
when you go, you leave your body, like physically?
By the way, I just want to clear this up as well. We already know that the Raktika Greatwood is on the source, because from the pictures we've seen the Numu, which are Damascan, and we've seen the sky, which is Eorzean. So we know that they are standing surely on the source. But I don't know if I want to lock that in, but we don't know.
This is probably on the source.
It's because it's in the Raktika. Yeah,
let me get a picture of Raktika Greatwood again.
Okay. And plus, I mean, I know this is like a stretch too, but they showed it off in the Viera trailer, which, I mean, Viera or...
Yeah, and the Viera, this is where the Viera live. So...
Yeah, I'd assume, or at least near that.
Well, they live in the jungle thing, don't they, really?
And,
yeah.
What's it called? I can't remember.
Well, actually, you might have to adjust our theory, my boys.
Oh, did something new happen?
I think we just haven't looked close enough at the screenshots of them, because we only have like 2. But
oh, okay.
No, wait, didn't he walk around in it once? The Raktika. Okay, let's look at the trailer for the Raktika Greatwood.
Raktika, yeah, he did in first FanFest, wasn't it, or second one?
There was he rode around on that new mount.
Yeah, he did. Let's see.
Probably a video on YouTube of it.
There's like a fly through as well. But if I'm not mistaken, oh, you know what?
Yes, that looks like a night picture as well, Rare Beast. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's more or less confirmed that the Raktika Greatwood would be on the source, because it's down that it's the southern Othard area, right?
That's
well, the opening shot here is a little... I'm not sure if the light shafts are there just because of the...
It's trees, I think. God, the trees look rubbish. Some of them in the background. They're just filtering through the leaves. That's misleading. It's not like
it's just
ones,
foggy.
Yeah.
Because there's like a mist.
Like an open sky.
Well, we don't think we're
There's
gonna get
nighttime by the looks of things.
No, there's light shafts coming through.
It's just dark.
It's just dark.
It's just shady areas.
Oh, that's... No, is that...
That look like stars?
I can't tell if that was... No, it's just
it's just a...
Yeah. Underbrush, I guess. Yep, dense treetops.
We might have been bamboozled here.
Tough to tell then.
I'm gonna say it's on the source.
That aetheryte looks like some of the ones on the the first though.
Yeah, they do.
Is the entire expansion taking place there then?
It might. I can't find a single picture of the Raktika Greatwood in what I can confirm to be night.
Yeah, Koji did talk about it being on the source too.
Did he?
Apparently.
Yeah, because I feel like that's why we established it in the first place. Like, this is on the source. But it sure is strange.
On the first, sorry.
What? He talked about it being on the first?
Yeah,
okay.
Apparently.
Well, in that case... Well, in that case, the theory is way easier than that... Well, no, it doesn't. Because why would Y'shtola be called... and then be called Master Matoya by someone she knows? And
there's a theory going around that I absolutely hate, if it's true, I'll be furious. But that there's like a carbon copy of every character on the first.
that would be.
There's a first Thancred, there's a first Tataru, there's a first Y'shtola, and that is the single worst thing that they could do. It is such a stupid idea. But if that's true, then yes, people could say that, this version of... That's why she's a black mage or something like that.
I would like to think that they aren't that similar, that the same people exist.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of...
Like, there's going to be the first Male web.
Yeah.
Sataru dwarf?
She wouldn't be.
Does she have the yellow eyes now?
And why is this Y'shtola not fat?
I think also the Aetheryte is a big tell that we're on the first, actually.
The Aetheryte is very similar.
Because we know already that Amarang, the picture they showed of Amarang, has an Eorzean-style, Girabanian-style Aetheryte.
Good point.
Because this picture I'll show right now.
But that makes it even more confusing.
This one.
Yes, it does.
So, and the sky is...
And the sky is not. That's definitely not on the first.
It's not a crazy one. So, okay. Oh boy. Need more tinfoil.
Because they're like, the thing is like the first, like, oh yeah, it's flooded by light, and it sucks, save for this one city and these like 2 other areas, and then is it going to be like, well, we have these other areas that are there too, and maybe they have some sin eaters, but they're still like, it looks pretty normalish, considering the world has been flooded with light.
Okay, well,
I mean,
actually,
mobs,
this makes it easier to theorize about this particular clip, because I could not understand why this would happen on Hydaelyn. But if this is happening on the first, of course it makes sense. It's just another day on, Norvrant, where the light is constantly, threatening the world.
Yeah.
Her name, though, I don't know. Some say that maybe they're just using fake names to avoid, like, someone's after them or whatever, but maybe that's what's happening.
When they're on their own.
Like, they're undercover, they're hiding from whoever's called them. I don't know what's happening, but... This one I can't solve. I need the next part of the story, right? There's this is the big puzzle piece that we can't find.
We have this trailer and also other information, but we're still missing the step from where we are now to there. Yeah. I don't see it clearly.
Yeah. This could be part of the Garlean invasion. Yeah, but if this is on the first, see, I'm starting to think that the Great Wood is on the first. Especially if Koji Fox said that it was on the first. We can't really go against that. That's like fact being presented to us. So, it's funny though. I've been thinking a little bit about. Well, let's just look at the next part here, because this is what confirms my lamp theory, which is very nice. Hey!
Oh, this just blew me away.
I'm so excited to see the slums.
Oh god, dude. I'm glad my microphone wasn't on, because I screamed and I like ran around my chair, because I knew what was going to come after that. Because I'm like, this sold everything. You could just hear all the locks like going up in my brain. All the doors opened. Everything made sense. This is Limsa. Sorry, hold for a second. So is this not the Viera home of the source? No, the Viera lives in the what's the jungle?
I almost said Golmara.
Something
Rilla.
Golmore. The Golmore jungle.
Golmore, okay.
But they also live on the source. But we now know that they're called something else. They're called something Veens. They're called
Fees.
V's, apparently.
V's. Okay.
They're fat.
No. So it's funny because when we talked about shard theory back in the day, the lore team, or I think Koji Fox even, might have said that they were not parallel worlds. That they were completely, I think they've gone a little bit back on that, because this is clearly a parallel world. But I have a feeling that this might be because it's the first, so it's the closest to the source. And that's why they developed so closely.
That because they're all sort of based on the source, aren't they? And then it's split apart. So I would assume.
But the split happened before the city-states were even born.
Yeah, but it would probably still have the landscape roughly the same.
They would.
Right?
I would assume that Norvrant has a similar
layout, but surely they wouldn't have this Limsa on Lenosha. They shouldn't have their version of Gridania in the Black Shroud. That would be stupid.
Well, it's located near the water. It's located with water around it. I think it might be. But that's the thing, though, isn't it? Because they also have the Crystal Tower, which we'll get to in a little bit. But so something here has been reflected more. Like, there's more of a mirroring here than what we probably expected. And that might be just because it's the first. I have a feeling that the second, third, fourth, and etc. are further away, because we know in the end we just fucking end up like with the Void, the World of Darkness, and you know. I think it's just because it's the first shard. That's why it's so similar. And the further out you go, the weirder things get.
I can see that.
Yeah. So basically, we're looking at Limsa in like a very contrasted image. It's like there's the golden. It's like Limsa with golden spires and stuff. And then
they have gold trimmings and nice drapery everywhere. And a big flag. Too.
Yeah, and they've like raised like boats up along the side of the building to make it.
Oh, those are just airships they have docked.
Nice airships.
Yeah, they're airships. Yeah.
Yeah, you see one floating in the top right too.
Yeah.
When I first saw this, I thought it was like Thavnet or like a weird Alamigo looking thing.
Oh yeah, because of the colors and the gold.
Yeah, the colors.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then if you look below, you have the slums. So whatever's happened here. So we also get to see a view in a little bit with like fat Mikotes.
Oh my god.
Known as Mistels in Norrand. Just fucking eating grapes and loving life. Well, what's left of their lives.
Yeah. Well, no. Why are they so happy?
Because they have all the wealth. They're dying in style.
They probably have crazy orgies up there too.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, true.
It's funny because it's it's not funny, but the slums are like made of the remnants of the ships and the boats that probably used to be docked, and used to be part of the economy there. From what we've learned, it's this city-state has more or less collapsed. So they've locked the gates, and only the noble people are left inside, and they're just fucking eating and drinking and just, doing that until the end of times. A sad state. It's also funny. It's like, wow, fucking classy Limsa, but also what?
The Mikote took over.
The Mikote took over in this world. So that's
like if your fucking cat killed you and just ate all the food and got fat before it died from starvation or something.
Okay, and then we go inside, and here they are.
Oh god, they're amazing.
They are amazing. I kind of like them. There's their females.
I hate that guy on the left. I hate him. Look at his face.
Yeah.
I hate him.
I love that they're just sitting. It's like a glass of wine. And then the dude eating grapes. So according to the keynote, this guy eating grapes is someone we're going to get to know in the story. So we'll see this guy in real life. Not real life, but in game. Yeah, so he's probably...
You better have a posh name.
He's an important dude. Why they're all Mikote, I don't know. But I'm going to assume that they were nobles to begin with. There are, on the outside, they showed some in-game pictures of this, and there are... banners with like a symbol. There's a crown and some wings or whatever. So I'm assuming that this version of Limsa always had nobles, and then when shit went down, they just locked the doors, and they were like, okay, now the nobles have to survive. We're the best people here, and they just the house probably was Mikote, like the noble house. So that's probably why they're all Mikote. And then we go down. This is my moment. This is my moment, everyone. But also, it's very interesting to go frame by frame here. We did that on the FanFest stream, but apparently, this version of Limsa has a little more. They've dug into the landmass a bit more than Limsa does. Well, for all we know, Limsa might actually still have like underground stuff like this, but we just never see it because it's built on like a little tiny landmass. Limsa. The landmass seems bigger though in Yulmore. Here's the door. That's blocked or broken. It's no longer.
It looks like a catacombs almost.
It does. It might just be Rollo. That might be where they bury people. And then
there are nobles. So like, if if this was like a noble version of it, they'd probably have to bury their dead somewhere.
Yeah, here's the jail. Yeah, the prison. And we see this. So do you see what I'm seeing? There's something lying on the ground there. Do you see that? It looks like
It's like a foot.
Like a foot? Yeah, it does look like a little, like a foot. It might just be a column that's
a statue or something,
or a statue that's fallen over or something. But this is like a weird area, like a cave thing, but still got pillars. And then now it starts to get really funky because now you see all these crystals and the chains. Almost looks like the chains are holding the island together. Do you see that? Because there's a split down
like
here.
the earth's cracked open a bit.
Yeah. And that might be because of what's happening to the world in general. Like, there's imbalance and there's, like, glowing crystals. Possibly light aspected crystals. And then we end up here. Here's the cage. Is this a crystal in a cage? Or is it a flame?
It looks like
It looks like a crystal.
Yeah.
I want to say
Is this their power source? Like, I don't know.
Very well could be.
Wow.
Well, I mean, it's not a void bomb. At least that's what we know.
It's not a void bomb.
It's a big crystal.
Yeah, it's a big crystal like, underneath Limsa. Oh, sorry, Yulmore.
Danny.
Is this a new shot? I think this was still here.
Yeah, I think this Vancrid's part is mostly intact.
Yeah. Yeah.
There might be a slight increase in time he fights it, but yeah.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing. So we've figured out Yulmore. We figured out where we are. We're very deep underground in fancy Limsa. Why?
It's a good question.
Why the lion?
Is this something they have put into Yulmore as a defense mechanism to keep the poor people out?
Oh, you think he's breaking into the city?
Yeah, he clearly is, isn't he?
I don't know.
Because he's coming in from below. That's the only way to get inside Yulmore now. Because they showed the in-game shot of the door.
Do you think the people on the first also made weapons like the Amdapor that were based on like creatures?
Yeah. Maybe they were based, because we know that the Amdapor did that. Like, how did the Amdapor know what they were modeling it after? Like, how the fuck? It's modeled after somewhere else.
They'd be looking at the same thing.
Yeah.
These could be the real deal.
Yeah.
Well, they still look like they're marble. Yeah.
But what's to say that
I think they've just done the same thing as the Amdapori did. Like, they just thought, yeah, that's a good idea. Not that they saw the Amdaporis work, but they're like, they had the same idea.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I mean, they clearly had the same idea as the Laminsans to build a city-state like Limsa, so why wouldn't they do the same as the Amdapori? Maybe they just, they needed defenses. And maybe this was something they built originally to fight the light. Like, this was something that was originally part... Because we see in early shots of Yulmore from the game, in-game footage, we're going to look at that later, but there's like they have like armor and swords and weapons stacked off to the side. So at some point, before they resigned to their fate, they did try something. So this might... And then once they gave up, like, the only use they had left for them maybe was to guard their sacred grapes.
Maybe they just lost control of them too, because
that too.
With light.
Maybe that's part of the issue. Like, they did all this stuff to stop the light, and then they lost control of their own weapons, and then just added to the shit. Yeah, it could be. Let's see. Let's go. Keep going.
This town certainly has changed, and not at all for the better.
Okay. Oh, the people of the first may have imprisoned Minfilia as an emissary of the light, and Thancred is breaking her out.
Yeah, I'd imagine they'd be kind of pissed off.
Yeah.
Like, that seems very weird to do, then. Why is she suddenly a child?
Well, that's... Well, remember, you can't...
grow a new body?
Yeah, remember, you can't go in with your real body, which does not...
She doesn't have a real body.
No, she doesn't have a real body anymore. Exactly. So, Hydaelyn had to make a new one.
But
Hydaelyn's
just a bit weird.
Well, I mean, what do you mean?
She's like,
It's a bit weird. Oh yeah, she made her a baby like a kid.
Yeah, it's a bit weird.
Maybe she did that as a defense mech because people are less likely to hurt a child.
But then it makes her more vulnerable.
Yeah, but
maybe
she's got
she was only
Thancred.
strong enough to
Thancred
make a
was
child.
the first to be called as well. He was called like immediately. Like he was just gone. Well, she's not doing the calling now, is she?
Yeah.
This another puzzle piece is missing.
Have just been reborn on the first, because then she would be an actual baby. She wouldn't. She's like 10 or something.
Mm-hmm.
It's not been 10 years.
No, probably not. It's a title. Minphilia's a title now.
Yeah, dude, passed on from child to child.
Yeah. We don't know if time is the same here. That's also a good point. We have no idea how anything works here.
Yeah, that's true.
We know.
Banker could have been here for like a decade or something.
Yeah, it could.
Can you imagine? That would be amazing. What took you so long?
I'm not going anywhere. I promise you, Minphilia.
Smile.
Pray return to the walking sands.
Oh!
Oh, and
No.
then this fucking reveal.
It's just
When I
too
first
much.
saw this, I thought it was like, is this, are we going to 11?
Is it a
Oh.
flashback?
And everyone's wearing like 1.0 gear, and it's like
Yeah.
it's so absurd. And they have blue palms on the Moogles, and it's the Adventurers Guild that never was, and everything is amazing.
And this is when it turns out that 1.0 was the first.
Dude, remember people brought that up as a joke. We brought up that as a joke.
Yeah.
What if 1.0 is like
I think
the
it was.
first?
I think it was.
Maybe that's no. We know that it had the calamity, but it's still maybe that's. I don't know. It's oh, you know what? The calamity changed Eorzea so much. They never had the calamity, which is why the style from 1.0 persisted. Huh?
Yes.
Oh, there you
That kind of
go.
makes a little sense. Okay.
There's all those elves. Which
where
you
the-
can
where
call
the lead
elves now,
plays.
by the way.
Oh, look at those elves and whooms.
Yeah.
They're
I
elves.
think I can see a Galgent.
I just want to say though that so they're clearly they're trying to pull like the legacy players like 1.0
Yeah.
strings here because they're all wearing 1.0 gear. Like the dude here's wearing the adventurer,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the
Jerkin
with the
over there.
harness. And this, you'll see this a lot, by the way. This one and this one is repeated so many times in the in this cutscene, in this shot. There's this too, the jerkin. But especially this one. This was very like generic gear in 1.0. The pink. I don't even know what this is, but it's got like a harness as well. They loved harnesses in 1.0, like very harness based. Right, and as we go in here.
And there's one new outfit too. That looks
It looks like a
unique.
uniform almost.
I think it's like a guard uniform, maybe.
Yeah, because there's one there, right there, isn't there? I think he's wearing it. No, this is another
no.
type.
Look, some pink.
Yeah, look at there they are. There they are in the
They're
basic.
They're matching.
They put them right next to each other.
They're a couple. Leave them alone.
Yeah,
We should
Uh,
have matching tops.
yeah.
Okay.
all together.
Also, the
Let's-
1.0 hair, like it's very.
I can't live with the
Look,
blue pump.
Look at this. It's and blue
Is
palms.
that not the girl from the, or at least the outfit from the original?
I think she
War
might have been
trailer?
worn something similar, but they all wore something
That
similar.
Galgent
Hmm.
is definitely one of the 1.0 Warriors of Light. 100%. Look at him. But there's change between the inside and outside, though.
Yeah, he had an axe and a shield, by the way. Huh.
Yeah, that's
That's true.
Oh my god.
But that's not even like
See, like
the difference between what it's like inside and then suddenly outside. It's this like pink tropical wonderland.
Yeah. He
Yeah,
did. Oh my
see,
god.
there's-
So he's leveled a sentinel class while being a marauder. This is very true to 1.0.
He had a lot of time then.
Okay. So here she is again, everyone. You can't see her because she's behind our pictures. But there's another woman. But
There's
here's
a new uniform.
that
right
uniform looking
That's
thing.
a good uniform.
Yeah. I wonder if this is like a guard, a city guard, or maybe they have like equivalents to a grand company or whatever. But
Oh, by the way, for audio listeners, this is the Crystarium.
oh, sorry. Yeah, we're in the
Oh, yeah,
Crystarium
we're
now.
Crystarium now.
Like one of the new city states, basically, for the first
Yeah.
world.
Yeah.
Which has the equivalent of the Crystal Tower.
Yeah.
as the
Yeah.
main focal point.
And
Yeah.
there's lots of 1.0 references. So
Yes.
Yeah.
A
Decided
lot.
Not a
update you guys.
single Dran or Dwarf so far.
No, they don't appear at all in here. Yeah, we'll talk more about this area. There's another one where and they're capes. Yep. They have capes.
In the middle, he's wearing the Alizon outfit, isn't he?
In the middle.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It kind of looks like it is. Yeah. This guy's wearing a backpack, by the way, which is big hype.
Yeah. There's the Crystal Tower door.
And there's the Crystal Tower door, fully open, like it's fully powered. We'll talk about that.
Illuminated.
Yeah, I think this is. This lady looks like she's wearing. Before 1.0 was released, they showed the different races, and I believe they were wearing gear that we never got in game.
Oh wow!
Kind of looks like they might have reworked it a little, but this looks like the Hurrian gear that the female model wore.
The guy on the right looks kind of like
kind of looks like it's going. Oh,
not that guy.
This guy looks like oh, where are we going?
The guy with the backpack looks like the guy from the start of the game. You know, the guys you meet in the caravan.
Oh yeah, like Brent or whatever they're called.
Brent and stuff with his big head.
Yeah. That guy. Yeah. Oh, he looks kind of nice. Look at this little hat.
He's old man going on an adventure.
Yeah. It's an old
he's
adventure.
like, for my journey. By the way, the VR dances right after this.
He's just finished character creation. He's already 95 years old.
Oh, hey, look at that. It's that chess piece again.
Oh, yeah. And there's another one.
And another one. And another one. And a blue version, it seems, of
Wow, 1.0 was so diverse.
Yeah, it was.
Great game.
Again, these... A lot of people requested to get the 1.0 gear. This, like, some of this gear was never in the game. I believe this, like, the harness gear might have been in game.
You're going to be very disappointed when it doesn't have, like, the physics and stuff.
Yeah. Well, there are now small whispers that we might get capes, because there's so many capes in the trailer.
No.
But, we don't know.
Why is everyone watching this Vise doing a dance?
You know.
Performing. She's a dancer.
Yeah.
People aren't giving her gil for the dance.
She's doing it for fun. So yeah, the answer has chakram.
Wait. Gonna be the relic gear then, I guess.
Yeah,
that's the artifact gear, and there's another one. Yeah, well, it's disappearing. Okay. Oh.
There's the glowing door. Look, it's got the king and queen on it, like
same exact design.
Yeah.
As our crystal tower, it has a king and a queen on it.
Yeah. We're getting 11 vibes from the NPCs. I'm getting 1.0 vibes, but 11 and 1.0 is sort of, they go hand in hand here because they kind of look the same visually. Here's the door. So what you'll have to remember from our crystal tower or circus tower is that to open the door, when we open the door, we literally just did it the other day. That's why my voice is a little weird today. There's a male and a female, and in order to open the door, only people with Allegan blood, a male and a female, can open the door. Like, they have to be there and open the door together to light up those symbols so the doors can open. When we left G'raha in Circus Tower, the doors slammed shut and the seal went off, so it's shut off. It's powered down. A lot of people are pointing at the wrong door, by the way. I've seen a lot of people have been like, oh, look, it's very similar to our door, but it's not quite the same. And they're showing the slanted door in Mordona.
Oh.
But that's the door to the labyrinth. That's the door to the sentinels. That door is open. We can clearly go through that one.
That's very different from that door.
Yeah, it's sort of like the same. Like, it's a golden door, but the symbols are completely different.
Crooked coin symbols and stuff.
Yeah, almost, yeah. The Circus Tower door, however, is powered down. And
you can't go back there.
Yeah. And here we go.
But we don't go in, we go up.
And then we go up and we can see all the domes.
Theirs looks bigger than ours, though. That crystal tower looks much chunky.
I mean, because ours we only see sort of from like the midpoint.
And we also never get to get this close to the tower either.
I suppose, that's true. Yeah.
I think they are pretty much carbon copies. The only thing is that they don't have the labyrinth around it. In our world, they had to build the labyrinth of the ancients around to protect it.
They've got the slums instead, which is just as good.
Yeah, well, no, that's not slums.
No, this is a really
they
nice
literally just
city.
built
Yeah,
a
it's just
city
this
around
forest,
it. Yeah.
The city in the forest.
Yeah, this looks like a massive city, by the way, like in scale.
This is a really big player city.
And it continues over there as well. There's like a bridge there that continues that we saw in the Rapture in-game shots. Okay, and then we go up, and here's the platform.
There's Xande's tomb.
There's Xande's throne room, yeah. And then we go inside, and we could confirm that this crystal also exists in our circus tower. This massive crystal does hover inside. And go in.
And then we go inside it, and then it's... this is where it gets confused.
And this is where we get, like, what I guess is the interface to access this. I think that's the source in the middle that you see there.
That must be the source.
And then the other shards. And then we go down to the control room. And there's our boy. What?
Do you think when the camera panned into the crystal, we transitioned from the first to the source?
Oh, Rollo! You just solved it!
That's what I'm thinking, because we just went into the crystal, into this...
Rollo, you solved it! You little butt boy! That was the one thing... God damn it, Rollo, why didn't I see that? You solved it! That was the one thing we were arguing about before the stream. Is like, why is he on the first? He's not on the first. He's still in our crystal tower.
Yeah, you can still.
Still doesn't explain why he talked so weirdly though.
Well, he talked to us. Remember, he when we did the first crystal tower, he could still be on the first though. But this to me.
Yeah, but okay, I've met you, Lukiel. I've gone to the crystal town. I need you to come and help me. I'll say, Lukiel, it's me.
Dude, he might not be completely sane. Rollo, Mala, I keep saying Rollo because I'm so used to shouting at Rollo. Mala, he might not be completely himself.
He might not be completely himself.
He's about to. He looks like he's about to do the same shit that San did. Like he looks. Like, if you look at his fucking hand.
This tragedy,
but then,
greater even than the seventh.
If he's not sane, also look how the it goes inside the crystal. That's disgusting.
Ugh, that is disgusting.
If he's not himself, should we really be going to have that?
I don't know. Maybe we'll find out.
I don't know.
What if the inside? Okay, this is a very good theory. What if the inside of the tower is the same in all the shards, like no copy? So the towers themselves might not.
That part?
Yeah, so he might be in a place that is
like in the ethereal,
omnipresent in all shards.
See, I had something like that too, except that Grahatia himself is just the actual kind of overseer of all of them. You know?
Yeah.
Now that he's like been in Crystal Tower, that they're finally activated and working.
Yeah.
Like he was literally the key to all these.
So what was he like sent back to Eorzea and his memories wiped until a certain point? Do you think this has all been orchestrated by someone?
No, I just think he's like the key now that he's turning into, or he has at least the ability to be one.
Oh, okay, so he's not super special, but he's just.
Like, probably Xande could have done it, but...
It could have been all. Yeah.
Well, you have to remember... Yeah, Xande was a clone.
Clone.
Graha is real. Graha has real Allegan blood as well.
Well, he was, at least.
Well, he until whatever this fucking shit happened. Well, it's still him, but he's about to not be him anymore, I guess. We also know that this shit goes up to his eyes now, like it's up in his face. So he's like very...
Yeah, than in the... artwork, but
yeah, that might have been to make it less obvious, maybe that they made it not blue because his arm is like white in the.
Oh, and it moves.
Yeah, it moves. It's like soft crystal.
I don't like it. I really don't like
it. So the same thing. So we have to talk about Nero in this sense because the same thing kind of happened to him. Wasn't that because the void was like leeching on his ether and he was like slowly being.
I think that was more of a void thing. It didn't like.
But is this the opposite? Is this the opposite that's happening? Is the light leeching on his ether? Well, what would that change? What happened to Xande to make him look like he did? Because he's the same shit's happening to him. Look at the thing on his arm. It's the same
metal stuff, definitely.
Yeah.
He didn't turn into a big crystal, though.
He didn't. He just turned into
unless the original one did. And the clones just happens to look different.
When did the first calamity happen? Oh god, I don't know.
Oh, come on.
We're trying to figure out like when, I guess that's to figure out like when the split between Zodiark and Hydaelyn happened. Happened way before the Crystal Tower.
A long time.
The Crystal Tower Well, we don't. That's the thing, though. That's another question. Did the Alligans build the Crystal Tower, or did they just take the tower that already existed and furnish it? But if they did, why does the the Crystal Tower in the first look identical on the inside as the one in our world?
Oh wait, Windwolf says, "Did you guys already discuss the dev mentioned that the tower on the first just appeared and wasn't built?"
On the first.
On the first just appeared. Oh yeah, we I believe we read that. Oh god, we just threw that away, didn't we? So somehow. Oh, is Graha doing that? Oh, did Graha send the Crystal Tower to the first?
Crystal Towers now.
Well, remember that's the only way we can open portals to other.
Or maybe Zande did when he was experimenting with opening portals.
Maybe he did. Yeah, because this clearly happened a long time ago. Yeah. Yeah, it was definitely the dev.
If Graha did it, it was like a year ago, almost.
Yeah. Well, we don't know how time works though for the first shard. Like time might flow differently there, but yeah, could have been something Zande did. But it's a replica of the original Crystal Tower then that just popped up out of nowhere, and people were like, "Wow!" Maybe that's why they built a city around it. They're like, "Wow, this is like a holy site.
The holy tower.
It looks cool. Let's just stay here."
Yeah, and they used the crystal to like in their domes.
It probably still produces energy or something. Too,
yeah.
So
Oh yeah, that's true.
You tap into it.
Yeah. Or when the Crystal Tower was built on the source, it might have then appeared on the other shards. But why? Why the Crystal Tower?
Very rude awakening for somebody on the another shard.
Yeah. I think I'll build my house here.
All right. What's all this?
It might just be because he's trying to open the portal, and the only way to open a portal, you need a place to land. You know, when you open a portal, where do you land? You're just gonna fly. Like the Crystal Tower is high up. I'm assuming the portal is near the top of the tower. That's where Graha is standing. So if you just went in there and there was nowhere to land, you would just end up in the sky, in the air on the first, and just fall to your death. Right?
Thank God. If you're not in combat, though, you won't die.
True. Good point. So I'm feeling that the tower,
built an entire tower just because of where they would reappear.
No, I'm saying there has to be a receiver at the other end. There has to be like you can't. You get what I mean, right? But
then someone must have built the tower on the first to be the receiver. So
no, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. When he opened the portal. Or when he opens the portal to the first, the Crystal Tower materializes on the first.
Yeah.
Which explains why the door is open there, I guess.
That's true. But also madness.
It's absolute madness. This whole expansion is madness. But
not going where I expected, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Not when I first saw the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
What if the Crystal Tower is Hydaelyn?
Okay, let's see. Let's keep going.
Calamity must be undone.
Why?
Maybe the implication that the first falling is like a big issue for us. Maybe because we're so closely tied to the first. Is that why he needs us to stop it? Like, there's some reason Graha wants us. Graha wants us to stop a second calamity from happening because it will be the biggest calamity ever.
But only on the first.
Twin dooms, he says.
What's the twin? What's the second of the twin?
Us, the source.
Why is it going to be bad for us?
Well, we don't know, do we? That's the point. I'm saying, is it because if the shard falls, the first shard falls, the source will somehow... I don't know. There's like a piece again. There's another piece missing.
I guess when the shards come back into the source, we gain the ether on that shard. The fact that this one's got so much light on it.
Georgi has a point. Calamities are always bad for us. It means the end of civilization. So the first shard falls, we get a massive calamity, and our civilization will be wiped out. So
the one doom is our calamity, and the other is their world ends.
Yeah.
Dr. Plato says there was a page in the lore book, I think 209 or something. It says it shows that the Crystal Tower can be used to travel through time as well.
Which volume?
I think it was volume 1. Was it volume 1?
Do we have a page?
Sorry, 2, lore book 2, 209.
209.
Oh, but 2209.
209. 209?
Yes.
209.
That gives me Tomes of Summoning. You sure it's 209 Volume 2?
Yeah, I said Volume 2, page 209.
What are we looking for? Oh.
About Crystal Tower.
Yes. Do you want me to read the Tome of Apocalypse? Okay.
Sure.
That sounds ominous.
A first-hand account of the world's end penned by a nameless vagabond claiming to have journeyed far into the future upon entering a secret chamber in the Crystal Tower. Oh! Its ciphered script has broke the spirit of more than one weak-willed reader. A lone entry in a compendium of ancient weaponry suggests that the grimoire may have been wielded by one of the Zodiac Braves, though as of yet, additional works that might corroborate the claim have eluded discovery. So it mentions World's End. First-hand account of the world's end, penned by a nameless vagabond claiming to have journeyed far into the future, entering a secret chamber in the Crystal Tower. Which is basically what we're seeing in the trailer. Is this written by Graha?
Did we write it?
A vagabond.
Ah.
Did we write it?
Did we go into the
you never
future
know.
and write it?
Don't include time travel. There's already enough
Time travel and multiple dimensions. Oof.
Over
That's
time, so I'm going to read the whole Tomes of Summoning thing, because also not the whole, but there's a part here. Over time, methods to circumvent these drawbacks. So, wait, hold on. Over time, methods to circumvent these drawbacks were conceived. Some mages choosing to paint or tattoo their bodies with circles and runes. Others to wear robes elaborately stitched with ethereally conductive thread. Kind of like what he did as well. He's got like swirlies on his arm and stuff. Although they're kind of gross and they go into him. Like they go into the crystal. Disgusting. Yeah. Oh, sorry.
It's not nice.
Disgusting. He has crystal shit and metal. Gross.
He probably poops crystals, let's be real.
Well, if we can restore him and put him back to right, he's going to have metal through his hand roller. That's going to hurt.
Maybe he likes it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's true.
We already know the voice problem. Well, we already know that it's Graha talking because there's a new voice actor coming.
It shows it's this guy talking anyway.
Yeah, but during Naoki's room, they were like, "Oh, there's a voice actor here, and he's going to voice question mark, and then they show the hooded figure, and I'm like, okay, well, that's probably him. But the thing is, since they've doubled up voice actors before, but not like this though, because Gra's probably going to be a pretty big character.
Yeah, definitely. He's on the cover, so he has to be. Or on the key art.
But the JP version apparently is going to have a different voice actor. So I don't know if they're just going to change it now, or if it's, I don't know because people are saying, I think there was like a rumor going around that the JP voice is the same for Alphino or whatever, and that spurred on the Alphino theory.
That's not Alphino.
But that's not Alphino.
That's not him. I'm sorry.
Yeah, let's go.
Must be undone.
That's Grahatia.
Does it need to be Grahatia?
The nose, the lip.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has to be.
It doesn't need to be Grahatia, but it's really pointing towards it.
Yeah.
And it's like, who's the big guy associated with the Crystal Tower that's locked inside Crystal Tower right now?
If it's not him, then it just opens up questions.
Yeah. That is a Mikote face, and there's no other way to...
The dark Mikote upper lip.
Yeah.
A signature.
Yeah, it is. It's... Yeah.
His Mikote face paint fell off too. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, they also kind of revealed themselves because Graha is being mentioned a lot in other stories, but they also made like buttons, didn't they, with Grahatia on it, that they showed accidentally during. It's part of the goodie bag for FanFest in Japan. So why put that in Grahatia? Like last time we saw,
it doesn't matter.
Last time and a minion and a minion as well. Like last time we saw Grahatia was in 2015. So yeah, it's they've sort of already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's him. It's him.
Yeah. The tail and ears are hidden, just like Y'shtola. So you can't come sailing with that, because they did the same thing with Y'shtola in the beginning of the trailer. Let me once again show you what Y'shtola looks like from the back, so we can fight back that immediately. No tail here, mister.
Maybe Montoya's not used to having to wear that kind of clothes. Oh, I have to put a tail slot now?
No ears.
Maybe it's
no
just
tail.
running down the trouser leg.
Yeah. Did I say Montoya? I mean Y'shtola.
No, it's Montoya, dude. Remember?
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Let it be unwritten.
And then there's a neat little detail here, because we learned during the keynote that Norvrant, because it's been flooded with light, does not have a day and night cycle. It's constantly day.
Yeah.
So when our dude turns into the Warrior of Darkness, he actually restores the night sky for a little bit. You can see it at the end here.
Become what you must.
He also says become what you must. It's like can he see? I wonder if time is like part of this. Like if he can see ahead of time and stuff. Like the only way this can be resolved in all the scenarios that I have seen.
He's just good at predicting things like us.
Yeah, oh, that's true. Yeah. That's true.
He's a crystal boy.
Graz,
so
the fourth speaker.
Smart.
Look at this though, when she looks
I love
worried.
that she's like like she's falling apart, like her legs
She's
just
really worried now.
Yeah.
She's
The
like,
crackling sexual energy of a dark knight.
Yeah, hell yeah.
oh no!
And there she goes. And now the sky opens.
Robot.
Huh? Robot? Hello?
Oh.
Oh. Much interest in the sound right now.
Can we...
Let's switch servers.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Hold on. Okay, we're back. Are we?
Okay.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, so the sky opens.
Yeah. Not only does it open, but then it also shows Crystal Tower again.
Yeah. In the middle of it.
In the middle of our house.
I mean, that's just Crystal Tower, and that's a night sky.
But cuts through the light in like a really nice way.
Yeah.
Warrior of darkness.
Yeah, which Crystal Tower is it? I do wonder that.
This is
Well,
on
this is on the first.
so-
Because there's the light
yeah,
and we just
right.
restored
Yeah.
the night sky.
Yeah.
So is this going to be like Pokemon Sun and Moon, where if you're in darkness form, you can see the night, and if you're in light form, you can see the day?
My dream is that we do.
Come on, Martin.
Is that we? Is that when we're done, when we've restored everything, we get a day-night cycle.
Oh,
on the
please,
first.
yeah, because these
That would be
zones
pretty cool,
need
too.
nighttime.
Yeah. It's
That'd
so
be cool to see
it would be like
reflected.
it would be like a second reward, because you have all these beautiful areas, but you never get to see them at night. Finish the MSQ, boom,
Yeah,
day and night.
What a
Nighttime
reward.
unlocked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be nice. That's the trailer. Then we learn about Norvrant, which is the first equivalent of Eorzea, we assume.
Yep.
Yeah.
That Norvrant is either the
Possibly Hydaelyn.
Norvrant is either the name of the star, the realm, or the continent. But I don't think it's the continent, because if it's similar to Hydaelyn, Yulmore would be on its separate island, right?
Aldenard.
Yeah, like Aldenard in... No, not Aldenard. Vilbrand for Limsa. Aldenard is the mainland, and then Vilbrand is Limsa.
So you think Norvrant is what? The realm Eorzea?
It might be the realm.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, we don't know.
Well, I mean, let's be honest, we're not going to get more parts of the world of the first than one, right? Come on. In future expansions, they're not going to just add, oh, hey guys, you can now visit the Othard. But the first one.
Okay, Norvrant is the realm, right?
Okay.
I don't know. That's the next part that I'm wondering about. Like, how much of Norrand are we getting? Like, are we getting? Are we? Because we're getting. So Yulmore is the name of alternate Limsa.
Yeah.
And if I can go to the website here, I believe they have. Do they have a video? Yeah, they do have video of Yulmore. We'll start with Yulmore because I want to save the Rapture place, the Crystarium.
We're having Black Shroud, Lenosha.
Dude, I would love that. If they
Not
did
just
that
though, Curthus, Mordona.
No, I don't think those will appear.
Trophania.
Well, technically Mordona we have, because that's where the dwarves are. That's the Crystarium.
That's Lakeland.
Yeah.
It's called Lakeland.
Lakeland sounds like a theme park to me.
It sounds fake.
Sounds like an American state. Or
yeah.
Lakeland.
Welcome to Lakeland, Ohio.
Yeah. So let's look at Yulmore.
Okay.
This is new town, it says, Yulmore. So possibly an Aetheryte in there as well? Maybe? We don't really get to see any of the outside areas. There are some...
Oh, hang on, Mika.
Yeah.
You seem to have loaded up Limsa and Minsa video.
I want to point out one massive difference between Yulmore and Limsa. And that is that only the main structure remains on this. There are no other islands that they have bridges leading to. So this is just the main island. So I wonder if they used to have the other islands as well and that they just fell. Or if this is all that there ever was. That's a question that we need answers to.
Pretty sad looking place if it was just this.
They show the Aetheryte in the screenshots before the trailer. Good lord. Yesterday, a couple of days feels like I've lost... We watched it live, but I've like forgot everything.
Yeah.
Well, I see something here. Like there's some structures in the far distance, but they might be like lighthouses or whatever. I don't know.
The beams.
They look like...
They
are Luminson like structures, but I can't tell if they're... Oh, well... Yeah. You see the other... Yeah. The other islands are here, but they're like not... They didn't really build on them.
No point.
But there's the mainland. You see the mainland around it here. So that's their Lenosha.
Oh my god, it's a
rubbish
chute. Pipe.
Yeah.
Poop chute.
The poop chute.
They got a poop chute.
And then like this, I love this. They're like, here's Limsa, basically. And then they go into the door, through the door, and it's just like, up. Fooled ya.
Oh, it's so much nicer.
Yeah.
Hang on, there was like things on the wall.
And here are the symbols that I talked about. This is probably the house that's, in control. I love that they have a picture of...
What photo should we use?
They have just a painting of their own city.
Yeah, looks nice. Painted it.
And here's the war material I was talking about. Oh.
Armor stands, like normal.
But it's like just put away to the side. Yeah. Like they're not.
With a nice lamp.
Put that shit away. We ain't fighting, we're partying.
Yeah.
It's got some showers.
And this looks like that's a lift, possibly, right there. But there's something in the middle of this room as well that we don't really see. It's like a cage similar to the one. I feel like it's going through the whole structure. Almost.
Also, we're covering it, so they can
we're covering it, sorry. But there's like this thing going through, and it looks eerily similar to what you see Thancred and the Minfilia runs through. And here's like an outside area.
That is the...
there's another little structure out there, you see that too.
This is definitely the new Bismarck. Where we can eat the finest food.
Yeah. Look at that. That's cool.
This is where they fuck.
Okay.
Wow.
And there we are. That's Yulmore. There are some screenshots as well, I believe, so we can take a look if we go to screenshots, I believe. Is there a picture? Yeah, there it is. Here's the Aetheryte Plus of Yulmore.
They've decorated with flowers.
Nice. Threw little roses on the floor too.
Wow, okay.
Wow, hacker man.
I just wanted to check the source code if it was alright.
Yeah.
I wanted to see if they'd fucked up. They have their own Aetheryte, by the way, which I think is pretty cool. Like they've decorated the Aetheryte. They're like, let's just put some fancy stuff on there.
Hey, the world's ending. Whatever, dude. Like, which one?
There's another shot from the outside with the airships.
The gold.
Yeah. Oh god. Spoilers.
Spoilers.
Spoilers. Yeah. So that's Yulmore. Limsa. Alternate version. Let's look at the other one, which is called the Crystarium. No, wait. we only got those two, right? Those were the two.
Yulmore, Crystarium, Lakeland.
Oh, and Lakeland.
Which is the actual zone area.
Yeah. Let's look
Someone
at...
said in the chat it might be Lakeland.
Probably Lakeland, but
Lakeland.
Yeah.
That sounds like...
Sounds less... Sounds less than a theme park. Less like a theme park. Lakeland.
Yeah.
Well, we'll wait till they say it, you know?
Yeah, we have to wait.
For Lakeland.
Okay, so we see the Aetheryte Plaza immediately here.
So pastel.
Very pastel.
Would not associate this place with dwarves, honestly.
No, that's the music.
Well, no.
The music fits,
but it turns out they're not what we exactly wanted from dwarves when their helmets are off.
Those aren't dwarven houses, to be fair.
Oh, it's Annex Shrine.
Yeah.
There's the castle. That's my castle. That's where I live.
Oh, I see.
Oh, look at the purple. It's so nice.
Okay.
And then this is like some sort of mausoleum.
Yeah. And then there's like a courtyard or whatever, and it's purple grass.
This part's in a bit of disrepair, is the thing.
Yeah, I don't think this is. That might just be like an abandoned thing. This might be like again. Look, it's like.
And then here's Crystal Tower. Well, I'm assuming it's another Crystal Tower.
Yeah.
No, it's the Crystal Tower. I think it's just going into the. Yeah, the Crystarium. You can see the domes of the Crystarium.
Yeah,
there.
That's leading to Crystarium. You're right.
Yeah. It's interesting because they have like barricades and stuff for like they're clearly defending against something. I'm also noticing a banner. Oh, it's nothing on it. It's just a blank blue one.
Team Blue.
Yeah. So that's Lakeland.
Nice.
Looks very nice. It's very pastel again. It's very purple.
Oh, it's lovely.
The dwarves are there,
and that's where the dwarves dwell.
I love the dwarves. They're so cute.
Yeah, dwarves are awesome.
But then comes the moment.
I wouldn't boil a dwarf.
Then comes the moment where they reveal the Crystarium.
Ooh. Ooh. Oh. Oh.
And it's rapture. This shot is just rapture.
Oh, it's just... but it's so detailed.
Yeah. It's so big. It's so
you're going to lose
massive.
frames here.
Yeah.
Look at those ion cannons.
Yeah, whatever these are for.
Like crystal guns.
I love that chimney thing with the bricks, like the orange bricks. It's such a nice colour.
Yeah.
There's some farms.
There's my farm. That's where I'm growing my chicken.
This is where the farm minigame's gonna happen.
More guns.
Or ion cannons.
Yeah.
Laser beams. Purple.
So it looks like they've been able to like weaponize the crystals because seems like they're used, you know. Oh, the music too, and then we see inside the domes.
There's one shot with like tanning racks.
Oh, and they even kept like the original like Limsa structures as well.
Yeah. Oh, the colours are just so good.
Yeah.
They've just outdone themselves with some of these oranges and stuff.
Yeah.
I like when they talk about designing it, this place too, and the dev panel, how like they wanted everything that the player needed in like one dome, pretty much. So I'm guessing
that's the dome to be in.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that dome's gonna be where you do your tome turn-ins and all that shit.
Yeah.
Do you think this is gonna be Scriptland?
Yeah. This will be like
the main hub.
This is where you go when you're done with
they said so during, I believe, was it the dev panel, I believe? Because they went through how they had made this place. And
so this is Rhalgr's Reach, and then Yulmore is...
It's got a market board, for one. And it's got... they wanted like everything to be, you know, in one spot. And maybe this is where Rowena will open shop in the first shard. I don't know, maybe we'll get a different woman for that.
Maybe there'll be...
She'll be
her
fat.
Heartless.
Yeah.
Sorry, her nobody.
Yeah.
Xena.
Yeah.
Xenor.
Yeah. I just glossed over that. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
I've noticed people have been like, talk about the airship landing. There were airship landings there too. Yeah.
There are loads of airship landings.
Airships are a thing here.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah. Whether they are operational or not, we don't really know. But there is an airship flying in one of the screenshots for Yulmore, isn't it?
I would assume so.
Yeah,
well, there's like lots of doctor around Yulmore as well. Yeah, there's one in the background, I think.
Yeah.
I think they have them working, yeah. I wouldn't, because they talked about there being an area for like player landing for their mounts, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like they'd have to for any airships too.
People have been asking what we think Ilmeg is supposed to be a version of. I'm going to be bold and say Dravania, but I think it's probably more like Kurthus.
It could just be its own thing too.
Kurthus, I feel like they're just going for a Realm Reborn. Like it's just a Realm Reborn areas, so it might just be Kurthus. It looks Kurthan because it's got like the jagged mountains and it's got yeah. Can we look at the 1.0 tech demo?
It's very random request.
Very okay. They're talking about Rapture.
Hey, it's relevant.
Yeah.
It's relevant.
So
it is finally relevant, Nikhil. This is,
dude.
Your day has come.
People have gone back as well. It's so funny because people have gone back to the old SoR episodes, the old SoR episode, and been like, yeah, this one now. They thought about this video when they saw that. Okay, let's see. Rapture. It's such bad quality. They showed it in better quality on the. They actually showed it because they confirmed it, of course. That I believe it was one of the not Boundary Oda, but the other one. There's like two or three people that are like in charge of like lore stuff, like for stuff to. I think it was I never remember his name, but he was like they had an idea for something completely different, not completely different, but similar with the domes. And the
background designers, you mean?
Yeah, and one of them were like, no, we're gonna make it after Rapture. That's sort of the design I want. So they sort of had to like. That's why it's not a completely copy paste version of Rapture, because they had sort of already had an idea of what they wanted, which is probably why we have the crystal style domes and some stuff don't quite line up with Rapture, but. And then Yoshi-P was like, "This was he saw this tech demo." Oh, by the way, it was really funny because this tech demo was never intended to run on a PS3. In fact, there was no chance it could run on the PS3.
Yeah,
it had like it had graphics for a light would have the lamp would be modeled, and then the bulb would be modeled, fully textured, and then the filament would be modeled. And it would have like they would have like slight light radiation. Like it had a lot of detail in just one little lamp. I know. So they couldn't really use that. So they had to make, they had to like change stuff. But I'm gonna show you.
I think we were gonna go to Garlemald, but then they started watching.
Oh man, that was cool.
Yeah, it's because of me confirmed.
This would never run on. Look at the light on the water and everything.
Yeah, this is not gonna happen on PS3.
No. There's a lamp.
Yeah, because you can see through it. And
yeah.
Weirdly, the character models look kind of bad.
They're 11. I think they're literally just slightly reskinned 11 models.
These like the high res models from the character menu or whatever.
Yeah.
From IGN/GameSpy.
What a disgusting.
Oh wow. And there's that little dragon thing.
Good.
I wish we had that big trees in the background.
I love the loud Bit Crush music. Yeah, that's what the Crystarium became. I'm
glad it got repurposed.
Yeah.
It's very nice. I think it was a really nice design.
Yeah, it was.
It is a nice design.
Now, and also, because Yoshi-P had seen it before, and that was like before he worked on 14 and stuff, he wanted to be very true to it. So he said, like, if we're gonna do Rapture, let's like do it as good as well as we can. So they are staying true to the original design, which is why they also have that weird, like, there's like, it's such a mismatch too, if you look at like inside, because you suddenly have these like Limsa, like white.
Yeah, you have like the stone.
Yeah.
Like the white stone.
Yeah, it's strange, but I like it. Right. So that's the world of Norvrant. But that was not all that was revealed.
No.
Oh.
Because we got our job reveal.
We did.
And it turned out to be Dancer. And Dancer turned out to be...
one of the missing classes that we need, yes.
Ranged physical DPS.
Only 2 ranged physical DPS, 3 of all the others, so yeah, it makes sense.
They actually made a very good point about Dancer. Why they chose Dancer's ranged physical. They had decided already, long before they decided on Dancer, that Gunbreaker was going to be a tank. And they basically just... And also, Dancer is not a traditional healing class. So the fact that we were going for Dancer being a healer was just a thing that we followed a leaker blindly, in that sense.
I mean, I just want another healer.
Yeah.
So.
Basically, what they said was that healers right now still need to be... They're difficult to balance, and they felt like the current set of healers aren't complete yet, basically. Like, they still need to adjust them. And I actually agree with that. So, when I read that, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. I don't know, but we know that there are big changes coming.
The thing is about leakers, I mean, so not leakers, about healers is that they're not too different from each other compared to, like, tanks, at least, or especially DPS.
Yeah.
Because every healer has the panic heal, a shield, AoE heal, and then the basic heal, and maybe some mechanics here and there.
Yeah.
Say for Charlatan, they have a bit more going on.
Yeah.
But they all have everything, is the thing.
Yeah. I'm gonna read the quote, by the way, so we have that. This is from game.jp. So it's translated. Since Gunbreaker, which is tank, was announced first, many thought the next job would be a healer. Please let us know why you decided to make Dancer a ranged DPS. Yoshi-P says, the decision to add another tank was made very early. I felt that the odd number of jobs for the roles of a main tank and off tank was badly balanced. By adding a distinctive Final Fantasy weapon to the game, we hope to appeal to those who have yet to try their hands on the game. And when I thought when I thought where we were going for the next one, it was decided to add a ranged DPS because it only had 2 options for the role. As for the healers, it's difficult to balance them, so I would like to focus on balancing the existing jobs in 5.0 before adding new ones. So it sounds like in 5.0 they might perfect healers, and then we might get a new healer in 6.0
That'd be nice. I really
That's
do
fine.
hope healers get worked on, because I don't know
I
about
can
you
see
guys.
why people wanted a healer, but you have to. I mean, look at the job distribution. You've got 3 of everything. But ranged DPS, but no one cares about DPS.
But I mean, it's DPS still.
It's DPS though.
Yeah. It looks very heavily support though, and quite interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I'll try it out.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like people are like, oh, they don't care about healers. I guess they kind of do, because if they just added another healer, just like, okay, the other ones are broken, just add a new one, maybe that one works. That would have been weird, because I feel like the fact that we set us up for disappointment as a community.
Yeah.
We decided what roles were gonna come when we had no grounds really, other than a leak to base it on. Not to say that I wasn't disappointed, because I was already primed for healer.
You weren't gonna switch anyway. You're just gonna play white mage.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was gonna play for like a week and then.
Yeah, I'm true to my. I'm never gonna change from white mage, so that's just how it is. There's been some reactions to it, but honestly, some people were going to be disappointed anyways.
I mean, I think it's fine. I really do hope they work on healers, because I would like them to be more interesting. Because I feel like if you just once you get one healer to 70, it doesn't feel that different doing another one. Right. At least in my opinion.
Yeah. And I'm sure Dancer's going to be fun. And it looks like it's going to be like a really like support, because that's what Dancer is, right? it's like a support almost DPS-y kind, because they have lots of dances that they can do to buff, and they do say that they have buffs that will buff the party. So yeah, it'll be interesting regardless. Restore White Mage identity, please, in 5.0.
Restore all the identities.
Yes, well, yeah. I mean, Astrologian is pretty strong.
What does the pet do for a scholar, really?
Yeah.
Give me a headache.
Just like 2k heal every now and then while you do the main job.
Well, there's Fey Union. That's cool.
It could do more, though.
Yeah.
I guess there's Dissipate, too, but...
Yeah.
If you use Dissipate, you're probably going to wipe anyway.
Yeah.
Someone's got
bad.
Yeah.
When our scholar's going to get, you know, King Mogglemock. I don't know.
They're probably... maybe they'll get, you know...
Titania.
Yeah. They might get some new eggies.
Yeah.
Right. They also so that's Dancer. We don't have more on that. There's no they didn't really give us any specifics other than what we just mentioned, but it's coming as ranged DPS. That is the job. That is the role. And I'm sure they're going to talk a lot more about it in the next live letter. The next live letter, which is mid-May, is where they're going to give us more updates on the battle changes, the battle system updates. Because that's pretty big. He said an extra long live letter to cover that. So that's pretty big, I guess. Right. We should also probably mention that they showed us that the names on the source and the names on the first are different as well when you travel between shards. So here they're Humes. So literally just 11 Humes. Mikote are Mistel. Ellison are elves.
You are just elves now. I will always call you elves. You are nothing more. You're not special.
Rogadin is Galgant. Aura are Drawn. Lalafell are dwarves.
Yes.
And the new Viera is V's. And Hrothgar, which we're going to talk about next, are Romso.
Very interesting.
Right.
Now here's the question, Nikhil. Bravestone Rollo Des.
Yeah.
Mistel, big fatties, right? Big fat.
Well, no, we don't know.
Potentially.
They could potentially be big fatties, I guess.
No, because
dwarves.
No.
Helmet and beard. Difference between all of them?
Okay.
Or not?
Okay. Okay, listen. The Mikote, the Mistel don't have to be fat. Like, it wouldn't make sense if the Mistel that are downcast in the bottom...
They're still fat.
That would be weird, living in the slums as fatties.
Yeah, just hungry.
Yeah, I think they exist in all shapes and sizes, probably. But their ears are shorter, I noticed, in the trailer, right? Is that because they're fat? Or is it just...
Maybe it's just like it's the head shape, too, because their head's just bigger. A bit more fat on them.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they did show Mistel and Crystarian. Yeah, we did see Mistels walking around.
Yeah, they have normal.
So they were normal. They look like normal Mikote. They're just the Yolmore Mistels are fat. The nobles. Well, that's nice. There's like some diversity in like what people look like on the first, instead of everyone looking, you know, slim in Eorzea and Hydaelyn.
Yeah, but now we're gonna have to get the slider, and then we're all gonna have to make a fat character.
I love how you're like against diversity. You're like the most.
No, I don't think we're gonna be able to play as fat cat.
And then we get more options, and then we have to choose more to choose from.
I think it would be interesting if they were more different, though.
What's next? Are we gonna can we change?
Are they gonna add in more classes?
Are we gonna get phase sliders now? Can we make unique characters now? Good God!
I do know.
This isn't my Final Fantasy.
Just give us one face, please. Right. Sorry, Rollo.
I know what you mean, though, Mela. I do kind of wish that there was like a little bit more difference between the races in the first to the.
Oh yeah, that for sure.
Yeah.
Because our bear said like we had to like get bodies that look similar to yours, otherwise you wouldn't understand what we look like. Like,
and like, were they all dwarves or something?
I feel like they might have retconned a little bit of that.
That I could,
But,
or maybe there's like a weird reason. It's like you go to this world and they just look like that to you.
Yeah,
but they're actually really different. Yeah.
Your echo makes them look like that to you.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, maybe they'll do
That'd be a
something
shitty
like that.
one,
Yeah,
but-
that would be shit. It's like the
yeah.
TARDIS translating everything in Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish there was like as different as like the dwarves are to Lalafels.
Mhm.
So that makes the question of, are the dwarves actually different, or is it literally just a helmet and they can take it off and be a normal Lalaf?
No,
I don't want to
well,
know. Keep it a mystery.
Yeah, keep it a mystery.
That's true, because he said they're never seen without their helmets, and it takes
Yeah.
off the helmet. There's a Lalafell head inside.
I don't want to ever see. I always want to see the yellow eyes and the dark face.
Yeah,
and
that
that's it.
has to be how he should never have done that.
No.
And listen, that better be a glam.
Oh hell yeah!
100%, yeah.
If it's
I will change.
If it's a glam, I will make a Lala alt.
Uh-huh.
And if Lalas looked like that from the start, I would have played a Lala.
Yeah, same.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm, mhm.
If they weren't super creepy.
There were no dwarves in the Crystarium trailer. No, neither were there any Aura. I believe
no
none.
drawn, not a single drawn
Not a drawn.
anywhere.
No.
Mhm.
Not even we've seen dwarves in game, but we've still not seen a single drawn.
No. Okay. Anything we want to talk about before we talk about the new race? Oh yeah, let's.
No, go for the new race.
Did we talk about Sin Eaters? I don't think we did.
No, we didn't.
You want to show the picture or something?
You wanna
Yeah,
look
I
at
want to
them?
show the picture of the because they are fucked up.
Creepy.
They showed us the.
They're cool.
They have sort of the opposite of Void Scent that are called Sin Eaters. Wait,
They
this-
make like 0 sense.
Yeah, they're.
In that they're like white void scent. It just is like, what?
Yeah.
Why do they look so evil?
I don't think they actually released artwork for it.
They did, yeah.
Where is it?
Showed it
Let
on
me
the
try.
thing, but I don't know if they.
Hold on for a second while I found the slide.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, the light version of voice scent, but that doesn't mean they have to look horrible.
They look
I
disgusting.
mean, they have like angel wings and stuff.
Ugh, look at the.
Oh,
its
God, the
face.
one on the left.
Yeah.
The one on the left is scary. Yeah, these
The
are.
one on the right is just like Kuchlin.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, guess what? The Sin Eater on the left is me in the fridge at 3 a.m. looking for
Where is food?
Yeah. So these are beings of
And then
light.
one on the right's when you find it.
Yeah. These are beings of light, and I would almost say they're more terrifying than the beings of dark that we've
Yeah. They're horrible.
seen.
Like evil Byakko.
Yeah, like look at the
Stripes.
thing on the right's legs are literally arms. Just want to
Ugh.
point that out. Like that's
It crawls around.
He has like a
he pulls
snake
himself
body
forward.
too.
yeah, it's got a snake body and like arms for legs.
And chains everywhere.
Yeah.
That one on the left though is just.
I
Are
hate
those
that.
titties? Does
Yeah.
that have titties?
Yeah. Almost looks
It's
like a
the
Dark
face.
Souls boss almost.
Yeah,
Like,
it
Yeah.
does. It's the long neck and face. It's horrible.
yeah. So I'm assuming these are what they're trying to guard the city-states from. Like these are the things that are threatening them. Because
You
they're
have
not really
seen-
fighting, as far as I know. They also mentioned that during it was either the live letter or the keynote that oh god, I forgot what I was saying. Completely lost track of what I was saying.
That was.
I was
that was live.
well, who knows?
In real time.
Who knows what I was
Do you
saying?
think? Do you think these two specifically would be like bosses or normal mobs or something? What do you think?
Hmm.
I feel like these might just. I don't know.
I
Not-
feel like they might be bosses with how big they look, but you never know.
Yeah.
I mean,
I would say the
they
one on the
both
right
have
would be a
angel
boss at
feathers.
least.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I remember now. They did say that there's no Garlean Empire like in this world,
Okay.
which is why like Lakeland doesn't have like Midgard's armor and stuff like in the. There's no
Ah,
damage after a war and stuff in Lakeland.
Well, this was the perfect world, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
so they're not at war with any one nation or empire. They're at war with this.
Yeah, they all
And
just
if
banded
I was at
together.
war with this, I would go to Yulmore immediately and get fat and eat grapes all day.
Oh, the horrors I've just seen.
Yeah.
Oh, feed me grapes.
I don't know. It's they're really cool, but also
Got any
terrifying.
grapes, sir? I need some grapes.
It's man grape stat.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's the Warriors of
there any-
Darkness' fault it's like this. Because they did what we're doing. Too much.
Yeah. Basically.
Now look at it.
I don't think we'll see any like Garlean-esque people in
No.
the first world. The first.
There's no baddies. We
No.
got rid of all the baddies.
Well, I mean, I don't
Warriors
like-
of Darkness got rid of them.
Like we won't see anyone with like little head.
Oh, like the race, the Garlean race. Well, that's an interesting.
Oh, good. Yeah. Mm.
Surely they must exist.
They must have them because they were pushed to the north.
Yeah. Well, maybe they weren't pushed to the north. Well, then they would have been here. Yeah, they might just be normal humans, maybe. Then at that point,
they could have just died out, or they could have not existed in the first place on the shard.
Yeah. Yeah. Well. You know what? We'll take the race at the very end. We'll talk about the ape man as well because there's not much to say.
The what man?
The ape man. The
ape man. Sorry, the ape man.
Yeah.
We got.
Yeah, we've been hiring.
Yeah. They showed us. This is so strange, by the way, because they were like, we during the Paris Fan Fest. Like, unfortunately, we can't show you the ape man. It's not ready yet.
I remember what I wanted to tell you.
Oh, tell me, Mala.
Oh.
They showed dwarves as a beast tribe. They didn't show the primal.
Ooh.
Yeah. You know what? You're right. They didn't show for Numu.
They've only shown Titania, but I was so sure we would get shown the next primal.
Show me the giant potato god.
We haven't.
Anyway,
they showed us a sin eater by the name of Innocence.
Yes, and he was
who they said was going to play a big part in the story, but that's more or less all they said. He's just like this big.
That ain't primal quality. That's like boss quality.
Yeah.
That's like
God.
Yeah, story quality.
That's just God.
He looks kind of like the same. He does have the same sort of style as the Caribou. Let's be.
Yeah, his face is very similar.
Yeah,
he's got a lot more.
Maybe the Caribou is based on him.
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah,
that could be. Yeah, maybe.
That's wrong.
We might be onto something here, although.
Maybe they saw him and like, oh, you know what? Put titties on it. That's a girl.
Yeah, he would look way better like that.
Yeah.
Artist interpretation.
Yeah. And then
that's a beautiful man who I wish was a woman.
Okay, so now in Paris are like, we can't show you the ape man because it's not done yet. Couldn't show it on the. They couldn't show it, and then they're like, here's the new here's a hint for the new ape man. Just a sprout.
Wow.
Out of grass.
So, Nomura, have you got any progress? Wow.
I drew this
picture. We've been working 26 months on this. Yoshi-P, we've drawn a small tree.
It's so clear. It's like, yeah, and then they're like, yeah, Nomura's on board. It's like, oh, of course, that's why it's delayed. That's why everything's taking forever.
This is the new Eureka. Yeah, honestly, it'll be on release 3 patches later. Okay, first wing of the ape man.
Yeah.
It'll be there. Don't worry.
Yeah,
it'll be there.
So the ape man is called Eden, and they what did he say? There's something about the elements. All the elements are gone, like from.
It's about bringing back the elements.
Yeah, it's basically that's what we're doing. The other elements besides light are gone in the first, so the Warrior of Darkness has to restore them. And that's
by killing Eden.
Well, we don't know. We just know the raid series is called Eden.
And then you have the one character.
And everyone, so everyone was like, this has to be an 8 raid then, because Eden was a summon, a GF in 8. But then
a girlfriend?
Nomura is revealed to being a part of this, which is cool. I love Nomura's art. He's very good. He's a very good designer, and as far as we know, he's not doing anything with the story. He's not touching the story.
Just a boss and character design.
Yeah, and Mr. Osma is in charge of the actual battle design, so it's gonna be good. But here's the picture of the character that he's drawn.
This is very Nomura.
It's very Nomura. Well, let's describe it for our audio listeners. It's very goth.
Imagine a girl you'd see at Hot Topic.
Yeah. Pretend it's 2005 and you're at like the peak goth. That's what this is.
Imagine if Thor was a 13-year-old goth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like gothic.
Let's point out though that she wields a hammer, and apparently was, I don't know if this was translation or just chat, but it seems like Nomura he designed this not knowing that we didn't have hammers in 14.
God, he's amazing.
But they're gonna give her hammer animations.
She's just gonna use war animation.
Yeah, she's probably is.
It would match just fine.
Yeah.
I don't really know where
that's
she's
not a
gonna fit in.
geomancer's hammer.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, this is concept art, so it's like they're gonna have to make her fit with the character
it's just
creator.
a little.
But I think it's a little cool that Nomura is part of 14.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's like everyone has now touched 14. Like all the big ones have now been part of this, and that's pretty neat.
Yeah.
They are the last remaining.
And he's doing what he should be doing in it, as in drawing.
Right. Designing
he's a pretty
art.
good artist.
Yeah, he is.
I like his art a lot.
He's better at his art sometimes than at his like stories. Right.
Yeah, Nero used a hammer, and I think he had some unique animations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think they're mostly just for modern animations.
Yeah. And we haven't really seen Nero use his hammer ever
he's
since Praetorium.
No, he used it in Omega, remember?
Oh yeah, he did. But that was like he did actually. He came back in his armor. I remember now. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was cool actually. Right. Before we move on to the live letter, which was, boy, was that a journey and a half.
That was.
Should I just show? No, I want to save it. I want to save the reaction, the FanFest reactions. Sorry, the live letter reactions to the end.
Okay.
But
let's just talk about Hrothgar. We'll get it out.
We have to talk about Hrothgar, but you have to be a little more cautious, Mala, with your words, because this is going up on YouTube, and you might be like burned alive,
guys.
Like a heretic.
Chat. Get him.
No, but listen, let's be civil.
I've been quite reasonable about this anyway.
Because this could potentially, like, people get out of hand about this. Like, the chat was toxic for the first time in our history, I think, when this was brought up live. So chat, fucking chill. Okay. Hrothgar was revealed as a gender-locked race.
Male only.
Male only, and they all actually brought up what I call the cursed slide, where it where it proudly said that Hrothgar was male only and Viera was female only, and that was it. That was the slide of slides.
Are you gonna put it up for them just so they can?
Do you want a moment to rub that in? I don't even know where that.
Let's just so people can see. You know, like they gotta.
I'm gonna have
they
to
gotta see
look
what we
for
see.
it. Let me get it up. Nope, I can't find it.
Nah. Oh well.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
So we now know that we're getting a male Hrothgar and a male Viera, and now there are
female
two.
Viera.
Sorry, female. Sorry, oops. Female. I did an oopsie.
Cut that out.
Female Viera. So we had, it's sort of it was kind of the worst case scenario that we drew up before FanFest. Because that we felt that that's where it was going anyways, but we felt like that's, you know, one can hope that maybe there's one of them is not gender locked, maybe, but they are, and the community was instantly split, and there was like this initial reaction. I think a lot of people in retrospect should have just taken a little moment and relax a little bit. But it felt like the community just exploded into the two. There was like a war. So it was weird because on one side you had the people that were upset, annoyed, angry that they had gender locked not only one race but two races. Like we now had like two races in the game that were gender locked, and then you had the other side that were angry at the people that were angry. There were, you know, the people that were like, I'm fine with it. Why are you so angry? I don't
always
care.
That.
Yeah, but those clashed. There was like a clash of clans, not sponsored. It was an explosion for the first like few hours.
Yeah.
I would say that I'm a little disappointed, but that does not take away from the races themselves. I'm mostly disappointed in the concept of gender locking races, but in general, I like the races that we got for what they are. Like the Male Viera look, all right, and the Hrothgar look, they look like a Beastman.
Female Viera.
Female.
I keep
saying male.
Sorry, my brain.
If anyone's gonna get it in the car,
I keep reminding everyone of what we can't get. I'm sorry. A female Viera look fine, and male Hrothgar look, they look okay. But I feel like the reaction from people were more what took the focus
was not really warranted to that degree.
Yeah,
I think.
Especially since we already kind of knew it was happening. We had already braced for impact before FanFest, so it kind of happened. But it is what it is. But that's all I want to talk about with that. Like, let's not discuss how bad it is that we got. I'm just so tired of that now. Like, I feel like we're pissing on everything because of that. We got what we got, but if you want some light here, if you want if you want some more hope for the future, they said that this might be the last. They said that about Viera, but let's just say that they actually meant like Hrothgar might be the actual last race. That does not mean the last gender. So maybe in 6.0 we get a healer and we get female Hrothgar and male Viera. Right? That could happen. Prepare in 2 years. You might get your male Viera.
Wait 2 years, I guess.
I just think if you're don't set your entire sort of everything you want in this game to something that specific. Like some people are thinking, well, if there's no male Viera, the whole expansion's ruined. There's so much good stuff in the expansion that it's not worth it. I mean, be upset because you should have every race has two genders. In this game. Yeah.
So Umbral just posted a screenshot from an interview, which might confirm what I said as well. Now that might explain why they're gender locked. When did you decide to implement the female-only Viera and male-only Hrothgar? Answer was, it was during Return to Evilise, around 3 months after 4.0. Viera was confirmed then, and Hrothgar came about at the same time when we were discussing plans with Matsuno-san, that's Woolhead. We were deciding whether to make Hrothgar female or a Viera female, and after seeing Viera, work began right away, because otherwise we wouldn't make it in time. As mentioned before, the face parts are special, and Hrothgar have big differences between its faces, like a lion face, wolf face, leopard face. It became a fixed model relatively recently. Viera was done right before Paris FanFest, and Hrothgar was done recently. So they ran out of time, maybe, with what they were doing with Hrothgar.
They definitely ran out
so they
of
were
time.
like, okay, we have made Viera now, but we also kind of want to make this beast race as well. Now, we've already made the female Viera. So if we're going to start on the beast race, we should at least try to make that a male. So we have like one of each gender at least.
Honestly, we really did just get the worst of both worlds.
We did get the worst of both worlds, but we at least got 2 new races.
Yeah, but I think it would have been better if we just got 1 race with 2 genders, to be honest. I would have vastly preferred that. Instead of like...
a lot of people would have as well.
It's just...
But they're cool.
Like, this just makes everyone upset, I feel like.
It does, but it's... I think this is... I actually prefer... I'm like, having thought about it, I think this was probably the preferred route to go. Because I think they thought what I just said, like... We've just finished Viera. We really want to make a beast-like race, but that means we can't make a male Viera, and we can't make a female, and we have to select like which gender to start with on the Hrothgar, and they can only finish male one first. I feel like that would make sense if you look at this interview, in the light of this interview.
Yeah, but it's just weird to go like, here's female Viera. We can't do male ones, so here's a male-only race. Then why don't they have females for that one? This one.
Yeah.
Like it was like a weird thing to be like,
it was weird.
We couldn't do it.
Yeah.
But we couldn't make the ladies either for them.
But listen, but it gave us 2 races, and if in 6.0 they might give us the other genders.
It's a long time to wait.
Yeah, but it will ensure that we at least can look forward to that as well. Like, we will get technically 2 new like races in a way. It's not new races, but like 2 new genders, different models. Because they're probably not going to make new races, because he did allude to that this might be the last race. Again, he said that for Viera, but that was obviously a joke because we knew Hrothgar was coming as well. But Hrothgar was probably what he really meant. And now we might get the other genders the next time. I know it's not a perfect outcome. This was, you know,
the worst one.
Left us a little sour taste in our mouths, but it's we also learned that right now at launch, Hrothgar won't be able to, and Viera won't be able to wear headgear because of their special.
How rushed it was.
Yeah, which kind of shows you like how last minute this was. That's something they're going to work on after implementation to make headgear fit somehow. They might just do full helmets. Was it full helmets? I thought it said like you can't use glasses.
I mean, how are you gonna fit glasses on that?
I think I keep reading different things.
Unless they just like float the spectacles, like with no sides or anything.
No helms, no glasses. Right. Certain things. It's
Well, what do you guys think of the actual?
They can wear. By the way, they can wear it in the slot, but it won't show.
Yeah, they get the stats, and that's all that you need.
Yeah.
So, what do you think of the actual races themselves?
I think I don't wanna be mean, but I think Viera is very ununique.
Okay.
It's just like Mikote or people with ears. I think Hrothgar are a really nice attempt at a more bestial race, and I think a lot of people say, "Oh, it's just Rogadins with funny skin," but I think they have worked quite hard on the head.
Yeah, I mean the heads are pretty.
And a lot of people have said, "Oh, I'd really like Ronso." You've got them. You can roleplay Kimari.
What was that? They named him Ronzo in another world.
Yeah, in the other one, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, listen. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm a simple man. Okay, I see the sexy bunny lady. I go, ooh. I'm simple. Okay.
Yeah.
A little lukewarm on Hrothgar. I feel like they could have been like a bit more detailed or something. I'm not sure. I feel like they look a little like their fur looks strange to me. I'm not sure. I mean, they'll bring armor over it, so I guess it won't matter too much.
Yeah.
They have a handsome face, I guess. That's good. I would have been happy with handsome bunnies too.
I don't know what it is about them, but I can't decide if I like them or not.
They're very different.
They don't fit. I struggle to make them, like, if you look at the world, they've already sort of made this polished. I mean, this would have to happen anyway if we wanted beast races, but
well, yeah.
I mean,
I don't know.
They do sort of not fit, but also do, because they are a Final Fantasy race.
Yeah, but they're
here. They look a bit better. That lighting was really bad.
Yeah, I don't know why they chose that as like a promo shot.
That one's not great.
No.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I think the only weird thing about them in that is the amount of yellow skin on show.
Yeah.
But they're, they're
is it skin or is it just like short fur?
Very short fur, mate.
Yeah.
I will say though, when they were announced, I linked it to one of my gay friends, and he went all over. He was like, "Oh my god!" I was like, "I gotta start playing." So I think that was really fun.
Oh.
So, because I looked at some friends of mine, they went absolutely nuts over them. So I'm happy that people can enjoy it.
Yeah,
I'm very happy that people can enjoy it.
There's a place for them in this community.
I think they remind
Some people
me.
will like them.
I feel like they're like something out of like Second Life. They're like, this is. Remember that?
Okay.
I'm sorry, but I think that's like the first thing I thought about when I saw that picture. But yeah, I'm sure it just takes a while.
They'll grow on you, probably. Well, you'll have to.
They have. I have no choice.
Show me what they look like with armor, maybe.
Yeah, see what they look like in a non tribal dress thing.
Yeah.
Put on the PvP line armor, so it's like really, that'd be funny. A line man, line armor.
Yeah,
and then they do open visor, and the inside is a lion's face.
Yeah.
If you like Bara, this is the race for you. That's it.
Yeah.
Where'd they come from? I don't know.
That's the big question. They're probably
where are the ladies too? They didn't say anything about that.
No. The lore, that's the thing. Like, it feels like they just dropped them on us. Like,
yeah.
Okay. So, we have an Eorzean word for them too. So then, like, they're not from the first.
Yeah. Otherwise, where were they?
We wouldn't have a name for them.
That's the trouble. Yeah. There's no real background. At least Viera have been hinted at a few times. But even so, they've not had a huge amount of lore.
No. But they've at least... We know that they've existed on Hydaelyn.
Yeah. Where are these going to come from?
I mean, I think we're right now experiencing what a lot of 1.0 players experience, that where lore is being retconned and changed as it goes.
Yeah.
So we are now going to probably see that Ronso is being added to the lore. And then there will be a time before Ronso was in the lore and after.
Yeah. I mean, that's the same thing with like Al-Ra.
Yeah, it is.
They were hinted at with Yugiri a bit, but other than that, it's just like,
it's not a retcon because we're not actually removing anything; we're actually adding. So it's sort of...
They pushed her, but they pushed her in via the main scenario. They pushed Viera in via a 24-man. They've pushed these in via a live letter.
Yeah, I feel like this is more jarring. Like this is just going to be dropped on us. So,
for people who like beast races, I hope you enjoy, and people who are into Bara, I hope you really enjoy.
I love how always when new races are in, like, there's always going to be some, like, there's always going to be for the salmon slapping. Why does everything have to be like?
Listen, porn? You're looking at those boys. You tell me that people ain't going to slap salmon to that?
Well, I hope not.
I've
already seen the art. Okay. I've seen it.
Of course you have. Of course you have. Of course you have.
I follow all the artists, dude.
But for real,
of course, Rolla didn't just Google Hrothgar porn. Demonetized.
Wow. Slap your salmon to Hrothgar. It's okay.
Yeah.
Speakers approved.
Anyway, Mela, go on.
A lot of people can enjoy Hrothgar for what they are, and I see them running around and they're having a good time, and that's all that matters.
Yes.
Yeah.
Soon, this will all we'll forget all about this debacle, and then it'll be back again before 6.0.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
This is going to last like a few weeks at most.
Yeah.
I think the race thing will stick for a while.
No,
I don't think it will.
You'll see it'll pass. It'll be something we mention. Like, oh yeah. So you play Viera. I wish the male one was good. Yeah.
I mean, it won't be like in conversation all the time, but I think that'll be like a lingering sentiment.
Yeah. It'll obviously not be over like tomorrow. It'll be a few, I'll say a few months of this assault. Well, actually after launch as well. Especially, I mean, after launch is when it's going to happen. There'll be a resurgence of that anger and salt as the new races start to invade the realm.
Yeah.
But and then it'll fall off again. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Right. Then there was a live letter.
Oh yeah. Which I didn't watch live. So I went back to find it this morning. There's no evidence of it. It didn't happen as far as the Final Fantasy XIV channel is concerned.
I decided to not tell you before the show because I want you to just experience what happened. But we're going to look at what happened.
Okay.
But
you have the Twitch clip.
Yes.
Okay.
I have never lost my shit more than I did during this live letter. First of all, they started the live letter on time, perfectly on time.
Wow.
And that should have been a red flag, probably. But they were like, okay, we're starting on time. This is going to be divided into 3. The first one, they gave us dates and stuff, so I'm going to give you that information now. April 2nd is when the EU data center will split. The Final Fantasy, so we'll have a goodbye party on the 1st or whatever.
That's in a week and 2 days.
I know. April 16th is when the 15 crossover is happening.
Yep, that's a limited time event, by the way.
Yeah,
if you are not subbed now, do it now to get that mount. It's 4-player mount at least.
Unless you have some self-respect.
Yeah,
no,
it'll last until May 27th, and that's the end. You can get the 4-man mount and Noctis's hair and outfit.
It's nice.
Yeah,
I
it
will
was
say
really
that.
nice. Yeah.
I like his outfit.
People were upset that they didn't add the other hair for the other boys, but they're sort of already in game because they were based on other hair from like Type 0.
Yeah,
almost.
yeah.
Like Gladius's hair is already pretty much in the game.
Yeah.
Same thing with Prompto's. I don't know about. Sorry, Ignis.
Yeah.
Prompto isn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's worth noting that you get a free 4-man mount from this. So whether you like the car or not, just fucking get it because it's going to be very expensive on the Mog Station.
Some of us care about the lore and the integrity of this world, so
you're just going to pass on a 4-man mount.
No, of course I'm not.
Listen, someone's going to mod into a police car. Remember, so like, it'll be more friendly.
Yeah, well, I'm going to mod mine into something lore appropriate.
What?
A carriage.
A carriage, like a chocobo carriage. That sounds like an easy job.
Easy.
Someone get on that.
But we'll all be facing forward in the back.
Yeah.
I want Eorzea LP. No, Eorzea. Eorzea PD on like the front of it, on the hood. EPD doesn't mess around, and I want to make a music video with Bad Boys.
I just want to say that was a joke. We don't think Eorzea is pronounced Eorzea for new viewers.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
It's a joke. The first commercial for
plus like 50 points if you can have real lighting.
Yeah. Okay. So did I say April 23rd is the World Visit System? That's when it starts, and that's also the NA Data Center expansion that happens on the same day. So we get to beta test here in Europe. So
hooray!
And mid-May is the last patch. That's when they that's 4.57. That's when we get the various adjustments. The benchmark will not come out until May.
That was sort of expected.
Well,
that's not too far away.
Yeah, it's yeah. And there was also like this little panel with Banry Oda. Okay, so here's where things start to derail. So they show this, they give us some dates, and then they're like, okay, we're done. They've been like 10 minutes. They've just given us some dates.
Get some resident sleepers in the chat
just
to get
ready. And then they were like, okay, now we're going to have a Q&A session with Banry Oda. They had lore questions from the official forums, and they had 50 questions apparently, and they were like, yeah, Banry said that he could answer all of them. I thought, oh, interesting. First question, how is it like to be an MSQ writer? And I'm like, oh dear God. It was 60 questions, and I'm like, oh boy. And they were like all about him to begin with. Like, I think it took like 6 questions.
Did he write them?
No, they were from the forums. But
what's it like being Banry Oda, the coolest guy in the... well, thank you, viewer.
He's like the lead MSQ writer, and the 6th
all the
question,
questions.
Yeah.
Does the duty finder lore explained? It's a fucking menu.
Yeah, and that's what he said.
Can my
like,
character see the menu?
I can't lore explain the duty finder because it's a system.
It's a menu.
They get through a lot of those questions. Some were more interesting than others. But there was this weird moment where they're like, I think someone said, I think it was Yoshi-P who once said that our Ra just rubbed their horns together as a sign of affection.
That was cute. I like that.
And then they were like, but that's not really canon. And they asked Banry, can you make it? Is that canon? And he's like, and I would have to ask Yoshi-P for permission. And I'm like, well, that's odd. And he's like, yeah, well, and Yoshi-P's like, do you guys want that to be canon? And everyone's like, yeah, it's canon. And now it's lore.
Not a nice thing though, because or our hair using their horns.
Yeah, I know.
Incredibly sensitive. So if they're banging them on each other, that's gonna
hurt. Does not sound very nice.
I mean, I think they just like kind of nuzzle each other, like their head on there.
Oh yeah, Ron, it's really romantic hearing massive scraping noise in your head.
I love you.
Oh, you're so nice.
Just run your nails like over your headphones, and that's what it would be like. You know? That's what it would sound like.
Okay, anyways, it doesn't matter. They just did that. That was weird but nice. And then after 20 questions, only 11 which were like, no, only 9 or 8 of which were like actual lore questions. There was a lot of talks about like being in hotels and stuff, was really weird.
always talk
It's like,
about
oh,
when
and the
they go on
hotel
their
rooms
retreats.
barely had lights. We sat there in the dark. Like,
Yes, I read that one. It was like, what kind of food do you eat when you're at the hotel?
I think they were like trying to tell us that they're not spending a lot of money on these retreats. I think that's what they're
Spend all
trying.
the money that you want. Who
Yeah,
cares?
yeah, but
guys
they're
go to
like,
a
we're not
hotel?
wasting money on hotel trips, guys.
You're a
We
multi-billion
promise.
dollar
Yeah.
conglomerate.
And then after 20 questions, they're like, it's over. Thank you, Bannery. And he walks off stage.
Yeah, they didn't.
Huh?
They didn't finish the 50 questions or 60 they had.
And
So I hope
then-
they post them at least.
And then they said, and at this point, I'm like, wow, this is the strangest live letter I've ever seen. Why are they so quick? It's like they had to like, there was something they had to cover later that they had to hurry up so they didn't waste time or something. And they're like, we have a really big announcement. This is not the first big. This is not the other big announcement. The first, like, we have a big announcement. And I'm like, 50th live letter. Xenos is in Dissidia.
Wow, fine, whatever.
They show a trailer,
cool.
and I kid you
Anymore.
not, they show a trailer of Y'shtola on the ground. And I'm like, oh my god. Story. We're getting
Oh.
extra story bits.
And then you see your face like,
And then you see your face
That's
like,
not part
fuck,
two.
that's Dissidia.
that's a city of face. Fuck.
So I'm sure some people were very happy about that. That's Xenos and is now in Dissidia. But it was a
I'm-
weird announcement. And at this point, I'm like, is that the end of the 14 part of the Final Fantasy 14 FanFest live letter? And then then they start with like general announcement. Like they talk about they talk about like no, they just talked about one thing. They're like, a new album, a piano arrangement album is coming out, and you can pre-order that.
Excellent.
But
Please look
now,
forward to it.
Mela, is when shit. Like,
here's-
this is the weirdest thing in the universe that happened.
Resident Sleeper here comes.
He gets out of. They both get out of their chairs. They have this big like dev panel, thing on the table on the and their chairs. They get up. They call for They turn on the house lights.
Oh yeah.
They call for the crew to come and pick apart the things on the stage. They're like, we have a massive announcement.
Oh yeah. Okay.
The house lights are on. There's a dude with a white sheet. Okay, I'm gonna show you this because this is I'm just gonna show you this clip.
Yeah.
And
The camera work, by the way, I feel like especially in this part was all over the place. I'm not really
the
one to
whole
talk about the production.
FanFest was shot. It was like the first time they had ever used a camera. I don't know how to describe it.
If you're motion sick or something, this might actually
No.
do something for you. So don't
Okay.
It can't
look
be
at
that
this.
bad. It's not like they're on a swing or something.
Well.
Come on, let's have.
Well,
a look.
Mala. Okay, this is with our commentary, but here's
Yeah, they say no flash photography either, by the way.
Yeah.
But you can talk about it on social media, they said.
Yeah, they did say that. I'm going to remove our frames because you can see our faces as well. Is there a, but wait, there's more? Okay, here we go.
You're gonna take off his zoom in.
Now he's going off the stage.
No,
he's just leaving.
Okay, bye.
They are coming to the front of the stage for something.
Alright.
Nothing wrong with the camera.
Okay, something's happening. Oh, Mala.
Oh,
Don't bait us anymore. You did it with...
he's got a nice shirt.
Are they gonna bow?
You're so
As a
confused.
dentist.
Calling in staff members. Oh god, they're taking away the...
Huh? Goodness, why is he like
You announced
swaying?
more people on stage.
The camera is a mess.
It's swaying a lot.
Everyone, please. It looks like an episode from The Office. They would like zoom.
Yeah.
Now, Yoshi-P is standing at the front of the stage. There's massive confusion now in Tokyo. It's a big announcement. Stay tuned for more. Okay, here comes the dude.
Okay, they're getting rid of everything.
No, oh, look at the they're making a
breaking down the stage.
Here's the house lights are on now.
What's happening?
What
No.
the hell happened with the cameraman?
Tons of cameras in front of the stage. They've let the tons. Well, there's 3.
There's a giant Google.
Oh, there's the guy. Do you know what they're doing, Mala?
He's
holding a blank piece of paper. Oh, is that? What is happening? Checking white levels. He's checking the white balance.
What is going on?
He's making sure the cameras have the correct white balance, Mala.
Photographer confirmed.
It's such a big event.
This is important. This is important.
This is extremely important.
important.
They're just doing this for dramatic effect, surely. Like, this is so important that we need to recheck our white levels. Yeah, this goes on for a long time, by the way. What do you think? What do you think he can possibly be announcing here?
Well, it's got to be big, but it's part of the live letter. It's probably not like, you know. It could be a new, I don't know, merchandise.
Okay, yeah.
Maybe he's released his own collection, like ring collection thing.
Hang
on, he's got a new shirt on.
Yeah. He also now told everyone that you could not take any pictures at this point. All
oh my god.
Video and photos are now, you can't do those inside.
Well, it would mess up the balance.
Yeah. And he did a sound check just now to make sure that the sound was perfect.
Okay, this is really... They can't mess this up.
No, they can't.
Whatever this, they cannot mess this up.
The Chubb status became confused.
-5? Oh no.
Okay, here we go. Something about Master of Ceremony.
Yeah, it's a very big deal. Okay, this goes on for... This circus goes on for a little bit, actually.
Yeah, this goes on for like minutes.
Yeah. And then they reveal to us, tells us to please watch the screen.
Okay, I'm watching. I'm watching.
Oh my god, don't say Final Fantasy Mobile. Don't say Switch either. Oh yeah, we're starting to get worried. Like, are they going to announce?
Yeah. End of PS4 support.
Yeah.
Or something.
Oh my god, I forgot how extremely long.
It was long.
Okay, here it is.
He died.
Oh, it's Dad of Light.
Yeah, it's actually a really cool announcement. It's Dad of Light is getting a movie adaptation. Wait, they're doing the same.
But
yeah, he's dead. It's a new actor.
I don't want a new actor though.
It's a movie.
This, Mala, is where things get proper weird. This is where things get out of hand.
Yeah.
But the other guy was so good.
I'm gonna show you 2 clips.
I really liked the Dad of Light, the first guy.
It's probably pretty good. I haven't seen it myself, and this was for the Japanese audience for sure. But the way they presented this was
at the end
weird.
They hold up. I'm assuming like it says like the date of the premiere of the movie or whatever, and they're taking like pictures for the press. But we only saw video cameras being lined up. So they're doing like a wave. And you know the Japanese audience are very polite. So it's fucking dead quiet. And at this point, I am losing my shit. So just enjoy this reaction.
I'm sorry. I'm not here to make fun of anything or talk down on Daddy of Light. But what is going on?
Yoshi-P wants to die. Yeah, look at him. It's so... Oh,
okay.
Oh no.
You dropped it.
I'm sorry.
Oh no.
We're here to try and provide insightful commentary.
Look at them in silence.
Well, what am I supposed to do with this?
Oh no.
In silence.
Oh, he dropped it. Show the drop again.
I literally can't believe what I'm watching.
You died.
It just gets so weird. Okay, we'll see the drop again. Okay, here we go. It was just this. I couldn't believe that this live letter was real. I couldn't believe that and then for the and you don't really see it here, but literally like the next 45-ish, like 30-ish minutes was just that about that movie, which I'm sure is a big deal. It's cool that it's getting its own movie.
It can't be a big deal.
Why?
This is the...
It's so weird, right?
This is the letter from the producer live for a video game, and they've dedicated 97% of it to a film adaptation of a TV show adaptation of that game, which was really good the first time round.
Yeah. Okay.
Why are they doing it
here's and then it just ends like perfectly because it ends with the cameras doing what they've done all FanFest. It's when they walk off the stage. Oh no! Don't do the walk off shot. Just
okay. They're all walking. Zoom in on him. That was blurry. Hang on, that was good.
This is a tragedy. I just love that. That was like the final. It's just like, okay, let's fuck up the camera one last time with a shot of a shot, like the shot that we just had. Let's just do that shot again, but blurry and zoomed in.
I liked it when he's zoomed in and forgot to focus.
It's great.
I'm sure Dad will like the movie will be fine. This was just a very funny presentation to us.
Yeah.
Especially after this was half the live letter.
I want to point out why this is a strange live letter, because it seems like people don't understand how weird it is. Yeah, this was like almost more than half the live letter was not about 14.
Of them.
Yeah.
New patch content, then...
It's strange because we
like an interim and then new merchandise.
It seems let's see. You have to show. Oh yeah, God. There's that clip too. Okay, there's another clip. This one also perfectly. Like Genschel's clipped all of these, by the way. True champion. The true champion. Here's a good shot of them trying to line up the camera and then eventually just giving up. It does look like they've just won the lottery. Oh, well, there we go. Oh, almost. You got him. There you go. Good job. Nope. Too much of the...
You can do it.
Come on, center it. Nope. Okay. Oh, there we go. Good. No, that's too much. That's too much.
They cut him.
Yeah. They had to give up. They had to go to the other camera.
What is Lucas holding it?
What is that? This is so awkward. Okay, and that's the point where I lost it. Well, yeah, that was fun, if anything. I had a great time, but
I wasn't angry about it. I don't think a lot of us were angry, so don't worry. Just settle down in the chat.
I've never come on, guys, have some humor. Everyone's like, this is Japanese culture. How dare they? Like, come on.
It was just funny. Come on.
It was funny because their cameras kept like going crazy throughout the whole event. And so it was quite absurd. But the live letter was strange, just strange. We literally just got those dates, and the rest was ads for everything else. The biggest
thing for the live letter was just the dates.
Yeah.
Maybe the Japanese reaction was different. I don't know.
Ours was different from theirs in that case. Like
it was a good time for us.
Yeah.
Kill was tired.
Yeah.
I was a little drowsy, but
yeah. Right. So that was the live letter. Cool to see the Dead of Light gets a movie adaptation. It was a bit overshadowed by dodgy cameras and awkward waves, but it was cool. I don't know if it was worth 30 minutes of the live. I guess they just didn't have anything else to show. But I want to say that the reason why it was so weird is because Koji Fox in the English community stream said that we would get 5.0 stuff in the live letter.
Oh yeah, Keynote adders.
Yeah.
Oh god, yeah.
They misspelled address and they put adders on like the title card for the stream.
Yeah.
Oh,
so also I think this announcement was the reason why they rushed through the first halves of the
man.
live letter.
It's so weird. I think I've preferred NA and EU overall.
Well, I like the Keynote was stronger.
The Keynote revealed some very good stuff, and it was strong. But
I mean, the strongest thing about the Keynote was the trailer, pretty much.
Yeah, true. And then the reveal
they showed all the Norbrand stuff as well. Like, I mean, that Rapture, that's still gonna be like go down in my history books as one of the best moments of any Keynote.
But as like an event, I think NA was a bit more fun. Like, I really liked the make up your own lore, make the new fish thing or whatever.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. And I don't know. I mean, it was the first one, so maybe I'm just biased.
Yeah.
Because it was in America too.
Oh yeah. Also, by the way, at the very end of the FanFest, we covered that too. There was an art panel where the background artists talked about like how they designed the worlds and stuff, and they did confirm that
was
they
cool.
had used Rapture and stuff. They also showed Kalusha, which was an area that was leaked on Steam.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like it looked like a mining area. They had like medieval European houses in it.
Nice.
Like, yeah. So that looked pretty nice. Yeah, all in all, and a strange fan fest.
Very strange, but good fan.
Strangely paced.
Good overall, but strange, odd pacing, and just some weird moments. Bad camera work.
Big arena,
Unfortunate race thing.
Yeah, and that too.
Unfortunate. Everything else, I like most of the announcements.
Yeah,
I'm cool with everything.
Yeah, get a better camera crew next time.
I can understand how the live letter turned out like that. Because maybe they've announced stuff between like then and other events like PAX and E3.
Yeah.
Some they might, and then the other live letter they're doing too. It's just unfortunate. It was the 50th.
Yeah.
Sorry, 50th, and it wasn't.
Yeah.
Oh man, I wonder how much time's going to pass between the start of Shadowbringers and when we go there. Like how many quests it'll be.
Yeah.
What we'll do in Hydaelyn before we even get there.
Yeah.
We'll find out Tuesday.
Yeah.
Well, how we lead up to it at least.
Oh god, yeah.
Right. So, that's it. That's the show.
No more FanFest.
We couldn't read Mogmail. We didn't have time.
Oh, are we out of time?
We're out of time. It's
it's
been 3 hours,
we're over
my
time.
dude. Yeah.
Wow, that went by fast.
Yeah. Sorry. There was just too much to talk about.
Yeah, we'll have Mogmail next week.
Next week, because next week is going to be dry. It's probably going to be some interviews and stuff. But maybe we should just start with Mogmail next time. Maybe that's an idea.
Yeah, that could be a new thing.
Yeah.
If you have a hot take, send us a Mogmail.
SpeakersXIV.com/Mogmail. Remember to follow us on Twitter at SpeakersXIV, Twitch.tv/SpeakersXIV, and YouTube.com/SpeakersXIV, Discord and chat if you want to join our Discord server. And next week is 4.56. God damn. I don't know how we're going to do the spoiler. The spoiler cast will have to be the next week. I don't think we can. And I'm going to try to like hold off on Tuesday.
But, I mean, there's nothing else to talk about it, so it has to be that week, right?
Well, there's going to be interviews in the wake of JP FanFest. We'll see. Okay. We'll see how it goes. We're going to have to talk about it. What was the last Heavensward live letter like? Not like this. I would have remembered if it was this absurd. I remember there was some. I can't remember. It's been too long. Anyways, it doesn't matter. We shouldn't compare live letters. This was just weird. This was the 50th, so I thought it was going to do something. Yeah. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. We'll be back next week. Not same time and same place. Actually, it'll be back on our regular schedule. Saturday, 8 p.m. GMT. 1 p.m. PT. That's the last time it's 1 hour later, because after that we turn the clocks back. So we'll be back in correct time.
Oh god.
Daylight saving times.
Yeah. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Wait, we can't end now. Bye.
Bye.